Hey, welcome back to another week of Just Weirdly Blended. Today is Thursday, not Friday.
Not Friday.
Thursday, October 28th, 2000.
We'll post this on Friday.
But we'll post it on Friday, 2021. My name's Tom.
And I'm Jesse. Welcome back.
Yeah.
To all y'alls. We're gonna not slow it down. We're gonna probably start making our podcast a little less long.
We realized that when you look at almost 3 hours on the timestamp,
it
probably makes you wonder,
It's amazing content.
It's pretty incredible.
3 hours of just nothing but just no biting.
Believe me, it's going to be the best 3 hours of your life.
If you haven't seen the new Dune, it's like that. It's amazing.
Yep.
Have you seen the new Dune?
No, I have not. You told me about it. You said it was really good.
It was really good. I've already watched it twice. I fell asleep the second time, but still,
yeah,
I've been putting it on.
We just finished the show. You, have you never heard of You?
Yes, I have. Alicia was watching that. Where the guy like
Joe's always you.
Was that the one where he like spoiler alert? If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert. Yeah. I think this is the show.
Tune out now. Then come back.
Yes, just mute it for like 2 minutes. Didn't he get like obsessive over
He has a lot of love to give. He has a lot of love to give.
Well, no, didn't he love someone so much he killed someone in his basement or
something? Possibly more than one person's.
I know Alicia watched the first season.
Yeah, this is the end of the third season. Let me tell you, this guy, it's fun to listen to him though, because like the dialogue is in his own head.
Yeah.
He's talking.
I really love.
Yeah, he's talking to the girl, and the whole time you can see what he's doing, but he's convincing himself it's for a different reason. You know, it's like, I have to kill this guy for you. You need me to do this. I'm not trying to be a bad guy, but I need to do it for you. This is chivalry. Chivalry is not dead.
Which tripped me out.
That is the whole show. It's incredible.
Well, the thing that tripped me out the most was the fact that he like, I don't know, he just is so obsessed.
Super obsessed.
Right?
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, how can you be that obsessed?
And the actor does a really good job going from like normal obsessed to like, I'm mad at you now obsessed. Like his eyes, you can see it. So I don't know what the actor's name is, but he's really, really good.
I swear I've seen him in something.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been in other stuff, but he's probably.
He looks like a
gleeful singer.
You know, the Flash was in Glee.
No, I didn't.
The guy who plays the Flash in the show The Flash? Yeah, he was in Glee. There's actually a Flash episode where it's a musical.
Because of Glee?
I think so. Because he sings and then Joe, I think the detective, they sing. And he's the guy, Joe, who sings, he's really good. I guess he does like musicals on Broadway and shit.
Wow.
Like he's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
He gets that in his voice.
But I was going to watch.
Good show.
I was going to ask Alicia if she's seen this third season. I didn't really watch any of it. I watched bits and pieces of it with her.
Yeah, you should. Anybody out there?
That's why I know some of the stuff that's happened.
Yeah.
I think I watched the end of season 2 with her.
Yeah, probably.
And I was like,
was he with Love?
I don't know.
His love interest name was Love. By the way, the actress who played Love was in Hill House. And
he killed the guy by the one I watched. He killed the guy with a peanut allergy or some shit like that.
Yeah, he's smart. He's super smart the way he does things.
He didn't kill him, but he killed him.
Yeah. And sometimes he'll do it like accidentally, but not really accidentally. Like he'll be intending to kill somebody, but he'll do something like wrong. And then he's like, oh, wow, you're dying. It's funny. Like the whole thing, it shouldn't be funny because it's really screwed up. Like Dexter was screwed up.
Well, no,
but this is like really screwed up because Dexter, at least, like this man is a child molester, and so it's like, okay, he needs to die.
Dexter, though.
Oh, we all do. It's like going back to The Sopranos. It's like Tony Soprano. He's a bad guy, but you love him.
Yeah,
that's what that's what it is. And Joe, like you look at Joe in this show, and it's like you're a horrible human being. But then he's like, I'm not bad. You're bad. You made me do this. I didn't want to kill anybody.
Hint the name You.
You. Yeah, and it's always you. Every girl that he's in love with and infatuated with is you because he's talking to her in his head.
Your ass is fat.
Yeah.
You made me like that.
You made me look at you with your butt.
Yeah, you're so fat that I'm in love.
Yeah. Oh, let me pretend that I'm doing something, and he'll like steal their panties and stuff, really weird stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I remember watching that one.
Yeah.
Where he did that.
Yeah, and
And
like
then he
he'll
went
have
to
this little box
He
of
stole
stuff.
someone's book. He stole like a first
Mhm.
edition, like it was some book for his little
Yeah,
library.
he loves books.
He owns a bookstore.
Yes, at one time
Right.
he owned a bookstore. Yes.
So that's the one I remember. And I remember he stole the book from the girl who
Mhm.
already suspected him.
Yep,
Who reminded me of the guy
because it was the
from-
friend of the girl he was actually
yeah.
into. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
What season was that?
that was the first season.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you, the
I
ending of the
watched
first
it.
season, like you get scared for the girl because she stumbles upon something. No bueno. If you find it in your boyfriend's bathroom, get out and don't say anything.
Yeah. It was just
Yeah,
real
it was wow. Giant,
double header.
double header. It's like, what are you doing with that in the bathroom?
Scared.
I'm pretty sure I've never used that
Um,
before.
But yeah.
But yeah,
Which brings me up with communication relationships, right?
communication.
Because
Because I'm super great at it.
if you just would communicate, right?
How many times have you heard that, gentlemen?
All the time.
All the time.
You know, which brings me up to this actually podcast, because me and my wife, I like to think we're actually pretty
communicators.
good at communicating.
Yeah. You're the
For the most
Ronald
part.
Reagan of relationships.
Something
right?
like that, you know.
The great
I'm
communicator.
not a cook. Wait, no, that's Richard Nixon.
That's Nixon.
Sorry.
You're the Nixon and the Reagan of
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah. But no, like I mentioned this podcast, and she was like, and I had told her yesterday, I'm doing the podcast tomorrow because Friday's my birthday, and
Happy birthday, by the way.
thank you.
Early.
Not that I'm gonna be like doing anything crazy tomorrow. It's just I'll be with the family.
Yeah.
I just figured my wife and the kids would like me to be
Around, present.
and if they're gonna be home, I don't know.
Yeah, it could all
I'm
be
just
all
gonna
for
be there.
naught.
I'm just hooking up. You know, I'm just doing my thing.
Mhm.
But I had told her I'm going to do the podcast on Thursday, and I don't think she said anything.
Yeah.
I thought she heard me, but as a man, and I think most men out there, if you guys agree with me, will think that your wife heard you or something. But she was like, "Did you see me look at you?" I'm like, well, "I don't know."
Is it my job
I
to
go-
look at you while I talk?
I go, "We were looking at each other talking, but like, you know, her mind could have been occupied with something else, and
Sure.
and that's where that miscommunication comes from, right? Or
Yeah.
with relationships.
Or sometimes I think us men are guilty of thinking that we said something. Like we will say it in our head and then
Yeah.
forget that we didn't say it in words.
And I'll admit that I've
Done that plenty
I've
of
done
times.
that a million times, but
Yeah.
I know 100%.
But I'll admit it when I'm, that wrong.
I know for 100% sure that I made it a point to bring this up.
Well, and you
I
had
know- I know she
evidence,
has, yeah.
right? Like you had
I had a backup.
a
My daughter,
backup.
my oldest daughter who moved back, she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Mom, he told you yesterday."
Yep.
And that's just like, nah,
Kudos
no.
to you, by the way. You came back and you saved the day. So,
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
yeah.
Well, I mean, she wasn't pissed or nothing, but she was just like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
You're doing this again?
But that's where the communication comes. Like, I think a lot of times with men and women,
Yep.
it's not the fact that you guys we don't communicate, because as like a man, and I know Tom agrees, like you'll tell your wife something and she'll interpret it
Yeah.
some other way.
Well, sometimes too, like we think that we're clear on both sides. We'll
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that we said something, but
Exactly.
depending on where the other person's head is, not that they're not paying attention, but like all the little details that go into a statement, like they might be thinking about something somewhat connected, but not in the same context as how you mean
yeah,
it.
and that's what it is.
So it makes sense in this alternate context. And then it gets all screwed up. But both sides were listening, both sides were trying, and they thought they got it.
and I think that's where
but,
like a lot of fights
you
start,
They do, for
Right.
sure. You weren't listening. I was listening.
because stuff will get taken out of context. And you know what? Guys are very simple.
Yeah.
We think simple. We're very simple-minded individuals.
And I believe last week I made the argument that women are Trekkies. And I think that barely made sense. But what I was getting, I was
women have they
the guy
overthink,
from
they think
Data
about-
that remembers everything.
Oh, yeah,
They have a photographic
elephants
memory. Every
without
damn
calling
thing that's said. And then if, God forbid, I get the question, oh yeah, when? Shit. Okay. Well,
So-
it happened. I know it happened. I can't
Well, that's
tell
the
you
thing.
when or details about it, but I know it happened.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like when you do argue with
we're
a
not
woman,
stenographers.
when you do argue with a woman, or when you bring up a point, in your mind, that point makes 100% sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when the woman sees it, she might not understand it. And it's not because she's stupid or she's an idiot or anything like that. It's just women and men think differently.
We do.
You know what I mean?
We
We're on
typically
different. Women have this way of processing things where they think more.
Yeah.
They think
deeper.
deeper. Guys are just like
Surface
very
level.
surface. Yeah. Exactly.
Tell me, use the right words. If you want something, tell me. I'm not a mind reader.
I can't mind read and I can't guess, right? I can't.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not trying to figure out a puzzle here.
Right.
Just tell
Just
me what.
lay it on me, and I will give you what you asked for.
Yeah, and so I think that's where a lot of arguments come from, and I know that's happened with me and my wife. You know, we've argued, and it's not that either of us were wrong. It's just either of us realized, oh shit, we're both meaning the same thing.
Yeah, right.
It's just you're taking it one way, I'm taking it one way. We're both saying it maybe a little differently, and so I think that's where that can get misconstrued. It's
really awful to misconstrue in a relationship.
Yeah, you end in divorce if you misconstrue.
If you misconstrue, you're in big trouble, buddy.
Which it was funny because I was going to bring up the whole communication thing today, and then I went to the grocery store to go buy some liquor, and when I was in line, the lady was like, "Hey guys, I can help you over here," because the lines were crazy over there at Yoke, right? And the lady was like, she started going over there, and the guy was following her, and I'm like, "Oh no, it's on this side," right? And he was like, "Oh, go ahead," and I'm like, "No, go ahead. You were in front of me." Then he was just like, "I was just following her. That's I've been married so long, and I just know to follow the woman."
Yeah,
and I know when I'm wrong and right, and I just know when to say yes, and I know. Like, basically, he's like one of those yes men, right?
Wise.
He is, I guess.
No, but I know what you mean.
But it's not. The way he was talking was like, I don't argue. Like, I just agree. I just do this. Yeah. And the lady was like, well, my husband, he likes to argue. Yeah. It makes it fun. And I was like, yeah, I'm the same way. I said, I argue. I'm like, which brings me to the thing, like, I don't want guys to think like it's not okay to argue, and I know women have a way of making you feel like it's bad.
The truth is, does it ever work that well if you don't kind of show that you will argue? I don't think it does.
You might sound stupid, you might sound like an idiot, but if you're just showing emotion in the fact that this is upsetting or this hurts or what you said, I didn't really agree with or I didn't like it, like in that moment, your woman might hate the fuck out of you. And that's fine, but in that
give her
moment,
a little time
she's
and
gonna,
space.
Yeah, she'll come to understand. Like, you know what? He didn't hide it from me. He didn't do this.
And I think it's more attractive. Maybe I'm wrong. This is not for me to decide, but I think women find it a little more attractive if you're willing to actually like stand up and say something than just take it. Yeah, because men are.
We get come across as like little pussies.
Well, and whether we say, I don't know, today I know a new world and maybe it's not true anymore, but it seems like women are still attracted to men who are, tough or have a voice and an opinion on things. So
like, I think we talked about this a few podcasts ago at the alpha beta shit.
Yeah.
Which that whole concept's kind of new to me, an alpha male versus a beta male. And you know what?
Some of it's bullshit, but some of it's, I get it. Type A.
Okay, so if you want to be an alpha male, yeah, you know what? Whatever that means to you. For me, I can become across. I don't think I'm a beta, but I don't think I'm an alpha. Like, I'm not gonna, obviously take stuff. But there's certain things where I'll just like.
You're not very wise if everything's a fight, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I pick and choose where I'm going with my battles. I think in the end, it's the confidence you bring out in yourself.
Yeah,
that makes
it really is
the projection or whatever that makes you attractive, right?
Yeah, because there are some guys that are just dicks, and if you're into that, well, that's fine. But
no woman. I mean, we'll say most women are. They like the bad boy. They like the guys that are kind of assholes, and yeah, that's probably attractive because those guys are very like, no. You listen to me. This is my world, and at that time, it's might be like, damn, like this guy's taking charge. I like that. But then at the end of the day, like, you keep having that happen. It's like, okay, this is kind of annoying.
Well, yeah.
Just like the opposite, if your guy's always just like, okay. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. And I think if we're going to have an honest relationship about the modern world too, ladies, you can't project on men if you want us to like you. This is how you behave.
No.
And then get upset when men behave that way. Like, we are all in this whole thing together.
If you're a man, just be a person.
Just be a human being. That's what we are. We're people.
Yeah.
You know?
As a man, obviously, I think like I was thinking the other day, like, there's no perfect man, right?
No.
There's no perfect woman. There's a perfect person for each person.
But even then, it's not easy.
It's
not like you marry somebody and like the work's done.
No,
suddenly it's like it gets harder. You have to choose to be with somebody. Dude, all the time. All the time you're choosing to be with
you got to realize you're going to be with this person when
day
you marry
in and day out
for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And there's going to be days where you hate this person, right? You don't like this
You will
person.
not like them sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe you don't hate them. That's a little strong.
You'll despise them.
But there's points where you're not gonna get along, and it's just those moments where you have to like work through that. Yep. And that's where I think the whole communication thing is. And as a guy, like, for me, I'm not the best at like bringing my point across sometimes. Yeah. And so I sound like I can sound weird or stupid or whatever you want to think. But at the same time, my wife, she appreciates the fact that, you know, like, I'm still like, hey, no, I don't think what you did was cool. Like, I'm throwing that out there. I might not say it in the most elegant way. You know what I mean? I'm not like Obama and just this well-spoken person.
First of all, I want to tell you, I don't approve of what you just said.
Yeah, I'm not him. But
neither am I.
But like, I also don't cower, and I think that's where it's like, if any guys listen to this and they go through that, just, you know what? Don't always be the yes man. Don't be always okay with everything.
It's okay to have core principles. And it's okay to stand up for yourself. It's okay to say no.
It might be hard. I think that's the thing.
It's a lot easier just to agree and be over. And I have those notes. I'm like, yeah, fine. You're right. And she's like, I don't think I'm right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're saying it because you don't want to fight anymore. Fuck yes, you got it. I don't want to fight anymore.
No, and you
got it. I'm done. I don't care.
Yeah, and that does happen, and that's the thing. Like,
but at least I'm honest and I say I don't fucking care anymore. Yeah, exactly. I want to sit and watch TV. Leave me alone.
Right? Because that does happen where you just like. You know,
usually I'm wrong when I've gone to that point. Usually I'm wrong.
Well, yeah,
but
I think there comes those points where you just keep like, no, this is what happened. Yeah. This is okay. I don't remember me and you talking face to face and you looking at me, but I know for a fact I said something. And I know for a fact that this happened. I don't have key dates. I don't have the timeline.
I don't have details for you like you do. I mean, she can like read it to me like a court stenographer. Like.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Women are very good with
detail-oriented.
They are, and that's just...
and that's fantastic, but that's not who we are.
Natural thing for them.
So Tim Robbins, you know Tim Robbins?
The
big guy that does motivational speaking and that kind of stuff. Tim, whatever.
Tim, I was like, the actor?
You know Tim Allen?
Wait.
You familiar with Tim, the Dual Taylor?
Shawshank.
Oh, yeah. Is it Tim Robbins?
It's Tim.
He was married is married to Susan Sarandon. Is that who I'm talking about? Yeah. Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Big old guy.
I think Tony
Robbins. I listened to him one time and he was talking about how, you know, sorry, Tim Robbins, whoever you are.
That's great.
Or sorry, Tony Robbins, either way.
Tony or Tim.
But this Robbins guy was talking about how, you know, long time ago, women were collecting seeds and berries and shit.
Oh yeah.
They're hunter-gatherers.
No,
they had to know. They're gatherers. We're hunters. Yeah. Well, we think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was saying that like they had to know what trail and when and what to look for and all these details. All we did as men, our brains developed to go out and hunt, and it was really a one-step deal. You learn where the animals are, you go out and you bag an animal, and bring it back. So we didn't care about details. We cared about learning one particular thing and having one objective.
I go from A to B.
Yeah. And he said that their brains developed superior, discussional skills because in order to teach that to the next generation or to communicate that so that your people didn't starve, women had to be very clear with their directions of how to get to certain things.
You got to realize, okay, it needs to be this mushroom because if it's this mushroom,
you'll die. Everybody will die.
This mushroom has a hint of yellow and a little bit of
Are you listening? Are you listening?
Exactly.
Because if you're not listening, we're all dead. You just killed us.
Dude.
You just killed us. We're dead because of you.
And I see that. And that's where I think, like, men, you know, it's, you can't, like, obviously there's single guys that live, but anyway, you can't live without a woman, really.
Not really.
Like,
I don't think you're as happy.
You're not as happy. I think just in general, your soul wants to be with the companion.
Yeah.
Whether that's with another man or another woman, it doesn't matter. I think just the human nature, you want a companion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's where I always...
You want meaning out of life, right?
I'm not getting religion, but that's where I was like, thought the Bible was weird.
Yeah.
That it was like gays are bad and stuff. Because, like...
Does it really even say that? That's like my thing.
Yeah,
it's
it does.
like,
There's a point where it's like men don't lay with men, right?
Yeah, well, but in the early Bible, guys are raping everybody in the butt. So
you gotta realize too, this Bible has been written
and rewritten,
by the way, and then it's gonna fit this person who's rewriting its narrative.
Yeah, I know.
I think God, in
that's
the end, is just like,
aspect of it.
If you just love each other, who cares if you're with a man or a woman, like,
right?
Whatever.
Well, that's that. I fully agree with that, and I, my views on transgender, all this shit. I mean, I find it ironic that the same people that believe in no government intervention in your life are the people telling you that you can't be gay or it's bad to be this or that. I mean, it's a little funny to me. Yeah. Marriage is a religious thing. If you want to say no gay marriage with civil unions, then I'm fine with that. Frankly, like if a church doesn't believe in it, that's fine.
That's fine with
but then we shouldn't have a legal document of marriage. It should be a legal document of civil, what do you call it?
I don't know.
Civil unity or whatever.
Yeah.
Civil union.
Yeah.
Why isn't it the same for everybody? I think let one side be legal and one side be religious. If a church doesn't believe in it, I'm not going to say a church has to believe in something. They're a church.
Yeah.
They're an institution of religion. But on the same side, then I don't know. The lines are so blurry in this country of what's freedom of speech and freedom of religion and where those two things intersect and where they don't.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we need to be respectful of each other.
Well, I grew up in the church. I think we talked about this last. Anyway, I grew up in the church, blah, blah, blah. I always just had these questions in my brain, like, that doesn't sound right. Like, you want to love each other, but then this is bad, right?
Right.
But why?
Right.
Like, what is bad about it? Like, if these two people love each other, what the fuck's wrong with that?
Well, the other thing I didn't understand either is like they were so adamantly against birth control, but if kids, had sex out of wedlock and got pregnant, it's like, oh, it's sin, but it's like, then what's wrong with putting a condom on if they're already sinning?
Lambskin.
At least, yeah, I mean,
here's your lambskin condom.
I'm just like, good Lord, I don't understand it. Please, somebody explain to me why
it don't make sense.
That's worse. It's so like, I mean, I don't want you to have sex, but you have sex, at least don't wear a condom. Okay. So you can get a disease and get pregnant.
Right.
Yes, you deserve for your life to be destroyed.
Well,
is that the idea?
I don't know.
That it's a consequence of it?
And that's the thing, and this is another thing I didn't get. This is so going off subject, by the way.
We just beeline, but that's okay.
Well, we can circle back.
We will. I'm getting back to your birthday here in a minute, but anyway.
This is what I don't get either is, like in religion, and this is where my beef. And mind you guys, my family's very religious. They go to church. They, believe in God, and I have nothing against anybody who does that.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things may not be my belief, and
sure.
That then I'll stick with that. Do I believe there's something out there? I do. I believe there's something, right? But I don't know, to have someone say you can't do this or that. It's just. I
think you still have to think for yourself.
It's just.
I mean,
weird. Like I said, as a younger person, I always just said, this makes no damn sense to me.
Yeah, right? I've always been a doubter. And not like doubter, like I mean,
but they say that question.
Yes, and in my core, I mean, I was raised from a baby with Jesus and all that, and so like to me in my core, I know, I believe in Jesus as God. Like I know that's in me, but at the same time, like I do think just because I was raised with it, like if I had been raised with Muhammad, I would probably be absolutely sure that Muhammad was too. So you have to still think, and you can't let somebody dictate to you what the message is. Maybe the Bible says some things, maybe it doesn't. We do know for fact that the Bible has been altered by institutions throughout history. Definitely.
You have different versions.
You have different versions. You have different churches. Some will argue that there's only one real church, and that's fine. But at the same time, the one real church has a bit of a problem with some issues, I won't say.
Goddamn Catholic.
So if...
I'm just kidding.
Well...
I don't know who.
I'm talking about the Catholic Church, and I'm talking about priests who have sex with children. And I think if there's a big mistake, that's it.
Well, is that all priests, or is that just the priests who've done that? It's the
priests who've done that, because there are plenty of priests who are wonderful human beings and probably have no issue with homosexuals and do nothing to children.
Dude, my pastor when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So the church I grew up in, like not unfortunately, but fortunately, it was a pretty awesome church. I won't even front. Yeah. It was very small. Mm-hmm. We'll say 50 people.
Oh wow,
maybe
mine was much larger than that, but we'll say
50, church. Right? Our pastor used to ride with the Hell's Angels. This dude had long hair. He would rock an earring.
Yeah,
he would rock this cross earring. Right.
My favorite part was the teardrop tattoo under his eye.
He had tattoos.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Like he was an ex-biker, and our sister church was this biker gang. Like if you seen these guys, you would think these were gonna kill you. Oh, dude, for reals. But they were the coolest people, like the most down to earth, understanding kind of people. And I love that church. It's when you get into those bigger churches where it's like
the mega church.
I think where politics and money get involved.
Let me ask you a question. Whatever. Honestly, if you run a mega church and you stand there in a fancy suit and you fill a stadium, a literal stadium, do you think that's what Jesus wants? Do you think that's what God wants?
No, I think, well, you got to realize, wasn't there a point in the Bible where Jesus got pissed at the church?
Yeah.
And he flipped tables.
He flipped tables over. Yeah.
So
because you could actually buy your salvation. That's funny because,
$20.
Yeah. I mean, like literally instead of doing prayers or whatever it was, you could actually pay instead. It's like a, pay as you go plan. Hey. And Jesus is like, no. But Jesus also, when he died on the cross, right? The tabernacle or whatever, didn't it split? That curtain to the inner temple, didn't it split? And it was like this symbolism that you no longer have to go through someone else. We can have a direct relationship. I think the
tabernacle was before he died on the cross.
What the fuck's the tabernacle? You know what I mean? It's an inner sanctum of the temple. And
that was like the Old Testament. But I know what you're saying.
But you know what I mean? Like I don't know my theology words too well. But no,
when he died on the cross.
But he died on the cross. And I know a Mel Gibson movie, at least.
No, so
that inner chamber shatters.
So he died for our sins, right?
He died for our sins. So we could be forgiven and live.
Yeah, forgiven.
Forgiven. Yeah.
And then 3 days later he rose and all this stuff. Yeah. And obviously when stuff cracks or whatever, that's the symbol the idols are dead or whatever. But I don't know. Anyway, back to communication.
Communication. You got to communicate.
You got to communicate. No matter what you're in. Like any relationship, I think there's a communication.
Friendships require communication?
Oh, for 100%.
By the way,
I communicate with this guy all the time. I'm like, hey, we're going to do this podcast Thursday. You cool with that, right?
I say, yup. And you know what I know that means?
I almost text him today and I was like, are you still down for it? But I was like, you know what? He already knows, right? Because as a man, and he's a man,
we already made the plan.
We already know.
Yeah, when
I say something,
we're gonna follow.
This is how I say it, and I've noticed that my stepdaughter, she thinks, oh well, you might not come pick me up because I'm like, yeah, I'll probably pick you up. Which in my head,
she looks at it as the opposite, like most likely he's not going to because he says probably.
In my head, I'm like, well, I will.
I just told you I will be there.
But my probability is there's a small chance that might not happen. But 98% of chance I'm picking you up, right?
Right.
And so
count on it, but just don't be too shocked if maybe it doesn't happen. But
yeah. And so, but I always will pick her up when I say I'll probably pick you up, or I might pick you up, and so I think that's where, for myself, and for I think most guys, that's where being direct really is the hard thing to do. Because as a guy, at least for me, being direct is like, no, I will do this.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do this.
Well, and sometimes
I have a hard
we're just
time
not
doing
that sure in the moment. Like if we haven't thought it through, I can't just say yes. Yeah, and I get in trouble for that sometimes because it's like, well, are you telling me yes or no? Well, I don't know yet.
Why do you mean you don't know?
You know, yeah, I don't know.
Why?
Because.
But no, that's how it is.
You know,
it comes around to that fact. And I think that's just in your relationship. I think you're going to have that one person that's on the fence about stuff and they come across that way.
Yeah.
My wife's very direct with stuff. She's not afraid to tell like it is. Like
my wife as well.
Yeah. They're both, I think that's why they get along.
Probably.
I think me and you are the same because we get along really well.
Yeah.
But I think what's cool is with them getting along is they understand each other's communication.
Yeah.
And so if like Blanca's feeling a certain type of way, I think she reaches out to Alicia and it's like, and Alicia understands.
Yeah, initially it made me really nervous because
they knew each other.
Blanca can be fairly harsh about things. She can be pretty direct and straightforward.
That's how Alicia.
And I mean, Alicia's always handled that like a champ, and she's been respectful.
Oh yeah,
Blanca and everybody.
She loves Blanca.
So,
she loves you guys. Like,
and now they have a legitimate friendship, which is really nice. I mean, I think they're about where we are. They probably don't hang out as much.
No, they don't. And I know Alicia would like that to hang out because she's always like, yeah, out. And I don't know if Blanca does this. So me and Tom, we're really good friends. We're best friends. We get along very well. We communicate, I think, pretty well for the most part.
Yeah.
We do this podcast, obviously.
You can hear our communication right now. We communicate so.
I feel like we have a
damn
good
well.
Come on now. Come on. But Alicia's always giving me shit. Oh, your boyfriend? Oh, your boyfriend?
Hell yeah.
I'm like, can you shut up? All right.
Speaking of,
it cracks me up.
I went to the store and I got you something.
Oh, shit. What'd you get me there?
Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Oh, my Lord.
That's just part one.
This is part.
So
a big ass thing of whiskey, Mike Tyson style,
and just there you go. You got
the nice ice,
a silicone ice farm,
dude. I'm gonna soak.
You can get those big old ice cubes. That's all right. And then I got you some nice little whiskey glasses there.
Oh, those are so fancy.
Yeah, they look all nice. You like you all rich and stuff.
Feel so fancy. I'm gonna drink with the pinky out for sure.
You should.
Dude, these are almost like the ones you got.
Hell yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that craftsmanship.
Yeah.
I drink like this.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. That's my girl right there.
Thanks, brother.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I tried to find you a decanter, but they didn't have them there. So I was like, well, shit. This will work.
I'll try to probably just drink out of this.
There you go.
I'm going to really try not to drink it all. I know she's like, oh, hell no. I'm going to lock that away. I appreciate it. Thank you so much,
you're welcome. After work, I worked late today. We had our math night. So I got off about 7:30. No, 6:30. Sorry, 6:30.
Like it's 8:20.
And then I ran. I ran over to Fred Meyer.
Is that where you got the other whisk?
Yeah,
we're whiskey drinkers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I think the older you get, whiskey's like the stuff. You want to sip. The older you get, you want to sip.
Yeah. Or or get really wasted on it. One or the other. But I recommend just sipping. It's better to
sip.
We were really good about it for a long time, and then the last 2 weeks we just kind of lost it. But anyway, we're back. We're back. We're on the wagon again. So, so we're gonna be careful with that. But I was in the store and I thought, I'm going to buy one of those reusable bags. And I thought, no, they don't really have like easily accessed ones there. So I'm like, I don't need a bag. And I look over and mom and her kids, the daughters of my class, they're in line checking out. I got 2 bottles of whiskey. And the guy's like, "You want a bag?" He's like, "You don't need a bag." I go, "At least for the liquor." So I'm walking out. I'm walking out. I see like, "Hi,
Hey, mister."
They're like, we're turned out good because I had the liquor hidden, but I'm like, I can only imagine. Like, I work late. The mom's like, "Oh, you need 2 bottles of whiskey after a long day of work, huh?" Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so mom's drinking a bottle one.
No,
Sorry, I had to check to make sure my mic.
The parents I work with are really they've all been really awesome this year. Every year I've been very lucky. But I had to laugh because a mom came in, and she and we've always been able to talk really well about things, and I know her husband well, and he's easy to talk to, and the dad couldn't be there, but she was at our math night tonight, and she was talking to me. Nobody else was there. It was just that family there. And she goes, and my husband has Tourette's and stuff. And I started laughing because I was like, she's joking about her husband. And there's a punchline coming. No, she literally meant, and I stopped myself. I go, "Oh, like, you mean for real?" And she goes, "Yeah." My heart dropped for a second. I'm like, this is the day
did you get?
I'm going to get in big trouble. And she was like totally cool about it. But I was like,
how sweaty?
Oh, God.
You ever say something
I was like, Tourette's.
Like, oh shit! Oh my God! What did I do?
I couldn't have laughed harder. And then she's like, "Oh no, like really? It's just, oh shit! You mean he really does? Oh, okay."
What kind of Tourette's did he have?
I don't know. I know the guy, and I've never seen anything. He handles it extremely well, if it's true. But
Tourette's, it's not always like curse words.
It's not. Ticks. Actually, I hear that the swearing is very uncommon.
There's ticks.
So I think it might just be like an energy thing.
You know that podcast we listen to? Like I show you the low priori.
Yes.
The low priori show or whatever.
Yeah.
The brother, he has Tourette's.
Which one?
Michael, the one that wasn't working in that song.
The skinny one that does his dances and stuff.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's so hilarious. But no, he has Tourette's.
Okay.
And
yeah, I mean, it's not what you think. I know it's not what you think. I worked with a gal for
I would
years.
never guess unless he actually. What I love about these guys is they're very open about everything. Like he's open about his Tourette's and his ADHD and like how all this stuff.
Yeah.
And just like
the reality is we all have shit.
Oh fuck yeah! Dude, I have so much things. Not so much, but I struggle with shit.
Oh, I hear you.
And I think we've all talked about that.
Oh yeah, I'm on not antidepressants, but anti-anxiety.
Last one,
yeah, that's normal.
And I think what
happens.
I think one thing you got to talk about with men, it's okay to like admit when you're just emotionally just fucked. And I didn't tell the guy in line, so I'm circling back right now, right?
Hey, you remember?
Yeah. So the guy I talked to, like at Yokes, I was just like, well, it's all right to like argue. It's all right to say no, like
you got to communicate.
You got to like
communication's key
because mentally, it's got to fuck with you, right?
You would think, yeah.
So I went to lunch with my buddy Nick. He probably he won't listen to this podcast, but shout out to you, Nick.
Shout out, Nick.
I would hit the gun salute, but I don't know. Oh shit! He's a cool guy, and then our buddy Andy. He gets
a double gun salute.
Yeah. I double hit. They're both really cool guys. We went to Brucci's, and then Andy, the guy Andy, I'm like, "Hey man, you still working where you were at?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm over here now. I switched." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then we were just all talking afterwards, and I was like, "That's cool, man. I bet," because he seemed happy, and not that he's a very happy guy. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
this guy Andy, he's shit. Right? And I was like, and he was just telling me his story. And I'm like, well, that's got to be like for just mentally, that's got to just feel so much better. You were in this position at this last job where it just sucked. It sounded like, and like just mentally, I bet you feel so much better. And he goes. And his eyes were like, yeah, actually, that's 100% what I feel like mentally. Like I just feel so much better. I just feel this relief.
Yeah.
And I think that's for anybody. Like when you're able to just let go of something, or whether it be a relationship that sucks and as hard as it is, but sometimes just that letting go, letting that go. It might be hard. you might be in a relationship that sucks, and it's just, you know, you never want to end a relationship, right? Because it's hard.
No,
I hated breaking up with people,
but sometimes
if
it
you
does
have to, you
to
have
happen.
to, and it's hard. It reminds me of this Dane Cook thing. And I know some people don't like him because they say he stole jokes, but I think all comedians do that. But he does this thing where he was basically saying, like, why can't we be just adults?
Yeah.
When we want to end a relationship, oh, you don't want, okay, let's go. All right, I'll see you later. You know, we'll go our separate ways. But no, it's not like that. You end up cheating, right?
A lot of people sabotage to make the other one make the move.
Yeah. You'll end up cheating. You'll end up just being an asshole.
But see, that's the weak way to do it. That's the weak aspect. I think people need to reprogram what they see as strong versus weak.
Yeah, and I'll admit I was a weak person in that sense. I've mentioned multiple times I was a cheater, and that was probably my way of, like, I don't want to be in this relationship. I'm going to do this. See if this gets it over with, because I don't want to be the bad guy.
I don't know how to bring it up.
Right? I don't know how to be the bad guy either, right? I'm not. Right. I'm a people pleaser by nature, so I don't want to be an ass. But how much of an ass am I if I'm going to cheat?
Well, it makes it worse because right? I mean, that's mental pain that they carry with them versus just, okay, like, hey, you know, at least you explained it to me.
Like, you whatever. Know what? I hate you now. I don't hate you, but you know what? I don't feel the same.
You're not very pretty, and
you know, I'll see you later. But anybody that listens to this that might be younger or going through anything, like, don't be afraid to speak your mind. Like, and that's the thing. Like,
well, you're not going to like learn how to love somebody.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, don't be in a relationship if you're not sure that it's worth being in a relationship. I mean, you can hang out with somebody and be with them, but. You know, I mean, you're not going to like suddenly, like, if you don't like the person, it's not fair to them to be like, well, I'll give it a shot.
So,
I mean, you know, and I'm not saying it doesn't ever work. I'm just saying, like, it's more fair to maybe wait until you do have the feelings.
Well, no, I understand that. Like, so after, you know, me and Blanca had split, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went clubbing, doing, you know, just being single. I ended up wanting to, because human nature, you want that companion, right?
Yeah.
And so I met somebody, and she was actually a really cool person, but like I ended up growing up in that aspect where I was just like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this. And so at that time, like being the person, she was like such a nice person, such a good person. I was like, you know what? Like I just can't do this. Like, I'm not ready to have this commitment. Like, I don't think it's fair to you for me to be this person. Like, you know, you deserve something that you're looking for. And I know that's not me because I'm not ready to be that person right now. And then when I was ready, that's when I reached out to Alicia, and like me and her started talking, and she was also at that point in her life. And so, you know, things just hit. But like in that moment before, like this, you know, most guys, they would have been like, oh, this is a good person. You know, she's a good, you know, good girl. But I was just like, I'm not ready for you. You know, like, you're a cool person, but like, maybe it's just not for me.
Sure.
At that moment, you know what I mean?
Hey, and it worked out. But now you're in.
I could have been an asshole and just drug it along. And you don't want to, no, you don't want, and that's what I don't want any guy to do, is just, drag this person along to this, like, no. I'm going to keep this going. But you know what? Don't do that. Like, I made, you've made mistakes. I've made mistakes. I would like to hope that the podcast that we have can help people realize some of the mistakes we might have made.
Yeah. And communication. I mean, that's kind of our motto of tonight, or our focus of tonight.
That's so idiotic to say, right? Like, communication's key. That's so like stereotypical, but it is. It's like,
and again, I mean, marriage.
That's the most important thing, I think, in any relationship is communication.
Well, and the truth too is, if you're young, don't be. Well, I mean, that's communication too. But what's the point in? That was
I'm swinging
very graceful, by the way, but that was impressive.
The blue bag.
You know, we're in such a rush, and we're young too, to just get married, because there's something about marriage that we feel like if we haven't done it at some age, that we're somehow not living up to some expectation.
You know, and I thought I wanted that when I was younger, which is odd, right? Because my mom has failed. I love my mom to death, and she knows it. But she's had some failed relationships, and she knows it. And So for me, I was just like, I want to marry. I want to be married all my life.
Yeah.
12 marriages later.
Well,
No,
and that's the thing,
just
though, is life is not as simple as that.
It isn't.
Honestly, marriage, if once you make that commitment, it's the commitment doesn't mean that you just said, yep, and now we're going to just be married forever.
Yeah.
You're going to have a day where you're told, maybe I'm not happy anymore, or like something's wrong, and you're going to actually have to do something to try to make it better.
Fix that about yourself.
And I fail at that quite a bit, but I try, and things do get better, but you have to be,
I think you have to
aware that that's the norm. The norm is not
Yeah.
just this bliss of love all the time.
I think you got to also be aware that there's going to be those times where your wife or your significant other person's, they're not going to like something about you, and they're
Right.
going to come at you, hey, I don't like this. And as a person, you need to be like, oh shit, maybe you looking within inside yourself, like maybe I'm kind of a dick about something, or there's something I need to change about who I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, as I got older, I realized I needed to do. It's like I never really paid attention to that stuff.
It is, I think, with maturity and age.
It is,
that
and
comes.
I would like to hope that some of you younger audience, if we have any of you, that you hear this and you might not think we're speaking the truth, but this is, for us, this is the truth. Like,
It will be your truth
it
someday.
is someday.
Maybe not now, but
Yeah.
someday it will be.
Like you're going to come to a point in your life where you're going to realize, holy shit, maybe I wasn't as perfect as I might have thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that's okay. And that's perfect. That's part of growing. I used to have this motto, people don't change. And I've said this in the previous podcast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like,
I think
people
we
don't
did.
change. People don't change, but they do, like,
Yeah, I mean,
I've
it's
changed. And I think it's the people you're with that help you change.
Yeah. Now, that said, I think if someone's treating you poorly, the assumption shouldn't be, oh, they will change, because
No.
people can change, but it's up to them to decide to change. Like, no one else is going to change someone.
No. Fuck.
Like,
no.
you have to decide that you want to be different, that you want to do things differently.
Yeah.
So I think you're absolutely right that way. Evidence is evidence. If someone has behaved a certain way,
Mhm.
it's impractical to assume that they're suddenly going to change. You're not going to change them.
No, you're not.
And that's,
You can't change anybody.
again, with community. Oh, here comes Harvey again. Hi, Harvey. Nobody. This damn dog.
Go lay down.
And I will admit, in my own relationship, I have a hard time taking criticism. So if I
I
hear,
think everyone has a hard time.
so I tend to kind of like get defensive. And
I think that's normal.
I'm not like that. You do this, and I am like
You
not
just try
the
to switch
pillar.
it up.
Yeah, like, well, you do that too. Instead
Well, you're
of,
a dum-dum too.
yeah, you're a dummy. Yeah, well, yeah. So are you? I joke like that all the time. I was like, yeah, well, no, you are, and like, because
You
really,
act like little kids. Yeah,
but,
I
like,
get it.
I mean, it's like, oh
No, your
oh,
butt stinks.
no, your butt smells worse than mine. I mean,
All guys' butt smells worse than anybody.
there's no way her butt smells worse than mine. She could not shower for 3 days straight and still smell like a fucking field of flowers.
That's
If
women,
I
think.
skip a shower,
Oh, dude.
hell, by the end of a normal day, I'm like, do I stink?
And this is funny. The shower thing brings up something else.
Oh.
But anyway, continue what you're saying. Like, when you are doing
That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't handle it well. And then we do end up having a real conversation.
well, I think that's where it's
And,
like, normal.
we've had messy arguments and we've had issues. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
like things have happened. Things haven't always been perfect, but
But you guys hashed it out.
at the end of the day, I mean, we do tend to end up closer than farther apart when we've really worked things through. And it may not be in one day, and
Yeah.
it may not even be. But like, a lot of times, like Blanca likes to say, I can change easy, and you have such a hard time. And I do. I'm a fairly rigid person. It's hard for me to kind of change.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I like things to just be a certain way, and then I try for a bit, and it's like,
I
things
just
are
think-
normal. So like, okay, good. Like we're in a good spot. Like we're normal again.
Change is hard.
I had to kind of learn. Like I'm a homebody. I don't have to go out and do things. So sometimes I forget that.
See, I'm the
she would
opposite.
like really. Oh, I could be home all the time. I'm fine with
I can be home,
But-
but I like to. It's weird because I'm very I've said this before. I'm very introverted, but I'm also an extrovert.
Yeah.
I can be home, but at the same time, I hate to be home all day. I can't be home all week.
No, I hear you there. I have to get out to do something.
I need to go somewhere. I need to do something because I can't be home. And I think Alicia is the opposite of me. She can be a homebody.
Yeah.
Like she can be just chilling at home all day. But I think for the psyche, it's just for me, it's not okay. Like,
I don't think anyone's really that okay with being at home all the time. Like there's
people who like you said, and there's nothing wrong with being comfortable being at home. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how that's the person you are, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just not super creative, I think is my problem. Like
I'm not creative for shit, but I like to just
okay, but you will find like, hey, I took Alicia to go throw axes. I'm like, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Well, yeah.
Like,
well, that's because I've been
you'll
told.
send me a picture. Oh, hey, we should go do this scare room. I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. So
like,
you've got a little more than me.
This is where I've matured. It's like I've been told I'm not the most romantic.
So you're trying. You're putting the effort.
Well, I'm trying to put effort into like doing things differently. Like, and I'm not that person because I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up. I didn't have someone to look at. Yeah.
Oh, I love my dad, and my dad's a great dad, and he's a great husband.
I don't know how this was.
I mean, my dad's a very practical man.
I'm the same way. So the one thing I can say that I do is I get my wife flowers at least 2 to 3 times a month, right? I always and she's told me she hates getting women might say that, but they like getting flowers. I don't care who you are. A woman likes getting flowers, and I do that. And I brought her flowers at work, just to see. Like one day, I got her flowers at Fred Meyer's, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm right here at your work. Here, why don't you come out real quick?" Boom, got her flowers, brought her some coffee. It's just those small things. I think that's a lot of things that go a long way. That I've learned in my life is like it's the small things, right, that go a long way. But I don't know. When I bring up those other things, it's just I'm trying to do things
you do
outside of my box.
You do well.
But I also struggle where I get this creative like block. Yeah. I guess like a writer's block. Like Spokane,
like your brain will just shut down, sort of. Yeah.
At least he was like, hey, so this is where this communication thing is. This is our theme today, right?
Big time.
Alicia, hey, can you watch our son? Can you watch JJ, my son, right?
No, I'm busy.
No, she was telling our oldest, can you watch JJ? Me and Jesse want to, do something. Or can you just watch him? She's like, oh, yeah, I'll watch him. I might not be here. I might go to my dad's. And this is where Just Weirdly Blended is. My wife's ex, my son might go over there, right?
JJ.
Not here, but to my step.
It's getting more blended as time goes on.
And he slowly actually started coming to the dark side. But she said like
reluctantly, but it's happening.
Hey, I slapped his butt.
He's a good guy.
He is.
Yeah, we've hung out with him. He's fun. He's
Shout out
kind.
to Leo. Yeah. Wait, is he junior? Leo Jr. or the second? One of the two. Is that the second? It's junior?
Well, junior and then the second and then the third, right?
Oh, then he'd be second.
I think.
Because Leo, my stepson, is the third.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't there a show, Leon the Third or something?
Maybe.
It was a cartoon.
I don't remember.
It was an anime. It looked like it.
Leon?
From like the set. Not Leon. What was it? Leopold? Leon the Third. Well, I don't know. Maybe possibly.
I'm gonna Google this later. But no. So my daughter's like, yeah. I'll take him if I go out. But either way, do what you guys are gonna do. And then he brings up something like, hey, so what are we gonna do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, I thought we were going to Spokane to do this. I'm like, well, I don't get it. I thought we were. I thought you had something planned. The way you sounded, the way she asked,
I got something going on.
I got some. Yeah. I felt like she had something planned in her brain for me, right? And this is where this miscommunication comes from, as being a man sometimes. For me, it came across as, we got something going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I planned this whole thing for my hubby. And then when she talked to me yesterday, I'm like, what do you mean? I thought we were I thought you had something planned. She's like, well, no. I'm like,
Why would I have
the
something
last
planned?
thing I heard about Spokane was Blanca was talking about going there like maybe 8:00 or something about all of us going. She's like, oh, no. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I still want to go to Spokane. Don't get me wrong. I still want to do this.
Yeah.
It's just I took it the wrong way. That's what I told her. I was like, I looked at it different than the way you came at it.
Yeah.
So, like that's where we miscommunicate. And I told her that. Like I straight up said, hey, I misunderstood the way you came out.
Right.
And so I think that's where we cleared it up, like right there.
Good.
The one thing I can say to anybody out there, please listen to this, is never go to bed angry. Like I heard this when I was younger from a lady I worked with. Like she said, never go to bed angry and never say something like words, right? Because words hurt more than anything.
Words do.
I'm not saying to hit your person, but words
between words and hitting, you might as well hit.
Yeah.
No.
But she basically said, if you're gonna say something, don't say something fucked up. Pretty much,
yeah.
Like it's not okay. But like the one thing I've learned as I've gotten older is like I will bug the fuck out of my wife if she's pissed and me and her are pissed or like there's something going on. I will. Hey, what's going on? She's like, nothing. What's going on? Nothing. Can you talk to me? Because I'm not. Like, no, I know something's up because you just feel it. You know when your wife's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Or you know when something's not, it's not right. You know it. Don't be afraid to just be like, hey, what's going on? Like, I want to talk about this now. I don't want us to go to bed angry. I don't want this to be this way because then someone's going to just ignore it or something. In the end, you're just going to be like miserable.
Well, don't do what I do. I still have not broken this habit. And it pisses her off every time, and for good reason, because you really are putting everything on that person. But I'll be like, okay, you've been mad at me since you got home. And that will just make her go absolutely livid because she's like, I've been mad at you since like you didn't say anything to me when I got home and you were blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well,
hold on.
I understand that. I've heard that one.
And so, I mean, it's like all right. Maybe not from the minute you got home. And then it's like that backpedaling of like, well, I didn't mean like from the minute you got home. I just mean like lately. You've been
that's why even when my wife's, so even when me and my wife are like having issues, right? Where we're kind of just in the mornings, I'm not going to talk to her. And we're stubborn as fuck. Both of us are very stubborn people. If there's something I just don't feel like I need to say, I won't say it. Like I'll be stubborn. Is that okay? Probably not. But we're both stubborn in that fact. And so in the mornings, I'll just be like, all right, I'm going to work. I love you. Bye. And then when I get home or like, I'll try to say hi or do something like that. But at the same time,
kind of feel out the situation.
Kind of. and it's always me who ends up being like, maybe I fucked up. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And I don't want to talk to you. Like she'll straight up tell me pretty much like, no, I'm not sure. I can tell just by the way she just reacts. I'm like, and so I'll get upset, right? Yeah. And I've gotten upset. And I'm guilty. And I'll say some stupid shit. Yeah. I won't cuss her out or anything. Like when I say stupid shit, I just will say something smart ass remark.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like we end up, as much as we might be pissed at each other, we end up kind of hashing it out right there. Like, no, we need to get this out because I can't go to sleep like this.
Yeah.
And then I always do the look at me for 20 seconds.
Put your foreheads together. And
yeah, no, because we saw something and we joked. It's kind of a joke between us.
Yeah.
That we seen like do this for 10 or 20 seconds. And so if I know the situation's a little more chill, I won't do it when I know she's like here.
Right.
When she's like here, I'll do it. But if she's here, I won't do it. But when she's like down a little lower, I'll just like, hey, just look at me for 20 seconds. Let's see if we can look at each other and not laugh. She's like, she'll start smiling. And then, that's when you know.
And then it kind of
just like calms. It's stupid.
But sometimes that's what you need.
I suggest anybody out there hearing this, do that. If you know your wife's not like pissed.
Yeah.
Just, hey, let's look at each other for 20 seconds. Let's just see how this goes. And then if you guys both start like cracking your character, something. All right. Can we just talk real quick?
Well, sometimes that's all
and
it
that's
takes.
What you do.
Yeah. Is just if somebody cracks up for a second, as long as you're not laughing at the other person, because that will backfire. But if something happens, you're angry, you idiot. What a moron. But
dumbass.
But when I used to train people in what we called crisis prevention and intervention type stuff. So when clientele are in crisis and flipping out behaviorally, how do you manage it? How do you control it? And one of the earliest stages of avoiding crisis with people, we were told, always assume the best intent.
Yeah.
So anything that's said, and this is so much harder to do in a personal relationship, but take everything that's said in the most positive context you possibly can. Because if you don't do that, if you allow yourself to take it from the negative,
you're going to anger yourself.
Then every time they say something, you're going to be setting yourself up to be triggered, versus assuming, maybe they say like, oh, well, I hope you had a great day. Thank you. My day was okay.
But can that come across condescending?
Yes. So you have to be very careful. Like, thank you, you fucking bitch. Like, you've got to be really careful not to just be like antagonizing. But like, well, thank you. I had a great day.
I can see
and you as well. So I can tell. No, so you got to be really careful. And honestly, like, I have never had a lot of success in that realm, but
I see where you're going with it.
But I mean, I think honestly,
I can see how
it would solve a lot of problems if everyone would just assume the best from other people, but we typically don't do that.
Well, they always say don't assume, because it makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah, but mostly mostly it makes an ass out of you, okay?
Yeah. I try not to assume stuff. I always tell my kids this, and this is probably not the best advice, and this is don't expect, right?
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, don't expect.
Life is going to let you down, kids.
It is. And that's
it really will.
Up,
well, right? I mean,
you know what? Don't expect someone to be nice to you at all times. Yeah. That's not going to happen.
That's not real. That's not real.
For me,
that's true.
When I tell my kids stuff, it's like, don't expect this. Don't expect. Like, I'm not saying don't expect you to get a fucking hug from me, because that's always going to happen. I'm always
don't expect to not be treated with basic respect.
Yeah,
but
you know what? And then
at the same time, I think you're right in the sense of if kids just think that they're owed something all the time, and somehow they should be butthurt because someone didn't kiss their ass every minute.
So
that's not the way life works.
I've worked in customer service pretty much since I've started working, right?
Yeah,
which is what 20. Wait, I started working at 16. I'm 40. Mm-hmm. What is that? 34 years. 34 years. I've been working since I was 6.
You worked in the mines.
We'll say 20 years.
Yeah.
20 plus years, right? That I've been working in customer service. And the one thing I always would tell people is, like, kill them with kindness, right?
Yeah. Kill them.
Right?
that was your advice. Kill them.
No. Kill them with kindness.
Kill them with kindness, yeah.
I've had people that were dicks and assholes, and I've had people throw shit at me, and like at the end of the day, I just smile and I'll just say, okay, what can we do for you? Like I don't give them the energy they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by that. Kill them with kindness. Like,
you're right.
I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be still a nice person to you, even though you're an ass.
What did Jesus say?
Fuck you up.
Turn the other cheek.
I want to punch him. And then that's how I'll turn that cheek.
And they go, fuck no, an eye for an eye.
And dude, no joke. There's been times like I felt that way.
Oh yeah.
And I just swallowed it and just like, okay, whatever.
Some people just are not happy people.
Yeah. And
they really.
And so there was this one time this person done something fucked up to someone. And when I worked at this restaurant, and they were like, it was a fast food joint, and they were kind of dicks. And I was like, what the fuck? And this lady, she didn't speak the best English, but she was a very good worker. And so I just went up there and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he throws fucking his money at me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I won't lie to you. I was a smart ass, right?
So the worker at the counter didn't speak the best English?
She didn't speak the best English, but she like,
and that's what got this guy mad?
I think this is what got, like, he didn't understand what, but anyway, I go and I try to diffuse this situation. He throws his money. He gets mad over 10 cents. That he dropped because he couldn't hold it, but whatever. I gave him another dime, and I was just like, and I was a smart ass back when I counted his money. And he's like, "Oh, you're a smart ass." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Like I said something stupid like that.
You're the smart ass.
Right? He was so well. This is where like I still at the end of the day, at the end of that whole, like, I stayed my ground. Like, no, like, you were a dick.
Yeah.
So
Well, sometimes I think you have to. With
and so I was still pretty cool back with him. Even after all this, the next day, this guy comes back to work through our drive-thru, right? He was like a dick through the whole time, right?
The second day, too?
No. The first day, he was a dick, right? From the time he took his order, by the time he got through the window, he was just, you can tell this guy probably had a shitty day.
Yeah.
And he just took it out on who he could, right? He comes back and he apologizes.
Oh.
He's like, hey, you know what?
So he's really not a shitty person.
No, he goes, you know what? I want to apologize. I was kind of a dick and like, you know, like, I'm sorry. And I was like, you know what? I accept your apology. You know, I go, I was kind of a smart ass and I apologize. I shouldn't have been that way.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm like 19
at
this time, you know, when I should be like,
fuck you, man.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah. Go to hell.
Yeah, you get out of here, you bitch ass punk.
But like, so when I seen that, it just reassured me that killing these people with kindness is always going to be
for sure.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to go home and they're like, this person was still nice to me, and I was such a dick.
Right. You know what I mean? You know when you're not being nice.
One of my employees, there's a new director at one of our places at one of our clinics. She's
direct.
She's not a cool person from the sounds of it. She's very micro-y, managey, and she's very bitchy, it sounds like. But what I love about this guy, because he's been working 20 years there, and he was just like, he stood up. Like he calls me that after this all happens, he's like, he stood up to her and was like, no, like, I've been doing this for fucking 19 years. I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't, like, this is how it is, blah, blah, blah. He told her straight up, like, no, I'm not okay with you talking to me this way. I'm not okay with you being this way. And at the end of it, like, she was just like, no, I didn't mean that. Like everything.
Oh shit, you're going to go to HR.
Everything came together where they both understood each other.
So she won't treat him like that.
So that communication between them, they understood, like, she understood she can't walk on him.
Now, when you talk to your boss, you do have to be careful with the verbiage you use.
Well, see, that's not his boss. I'm his boss. She's a director.
Well, there you go. Damn.
He's just helping. Because she was like, I have this many tickets at my clinic. He goes, well, actually, for your information, this is actually how many clinics you have. And I get where she got upset, because if you say for your information,
it sounds like you're being degrading or like,
and he's
minimizing the problem.
And this technician, he is a very he's like Elena. He's very literal. So when he says for your information,
he literally means for your information.
No, swear to God, like that's what he means. He doesn't mean it in an asshole way. He doesn't know how to mean it any other way, but like, no, for your, like, what do you mean?
Just so you know, like, this is,
I don't get why you're upset. And I told him, I was like, she probably just thought you were like, oh, well, for your information, motherfucker. And that's how I told him. Like, and I told him just like that. And he starts laughing. He goes, oh, okay. You know, like, I go, but I get what you mean. Like, I know you didn't mean it in that sense. And that's why I never replied to this email, because I seen the email. I knew what you meant, and they hashed it out. And so, like, communication. That's where it always comes in.
Yeah.
That motherfucking communication.
It's so true. I was just thinking, I don't know why that got me thinking about this, but I went on a date years ago with this girl that I kind of knew a little bit. She was younger than I was. She was like 19 at the time, and I think I was like 24, 25.
Oh, my man, I come young.
Well, not really. Not really. I mean, like, she was very pretty, and she seemed like a very cool person. And so we went to dinner, and I was nervous. I hadn't gone on a date in a very long time. Like, I had been in a long-term relationship and stuff. And so anyway, long story short,
sweaty armpits.
We went and it was fine. Like, she was laughing the whole time. Everything seemed to be great. And then she said, from my recollection, she said, I'm laughing so hard my cheeks hurt. And I well, I jokingly said, that's what I do. Like, I make people laugh.
I make those butt cheeks hurt.
I don't know to this day if that's what she thought I meant. She, like, the whole thing flipped.
What do you mean?
I, like, literally.
So you told her.
She's like laughing.
That's what I do.
And I go, laugh. That's what I do. And she's like, okay. And it was like over. And I'm like, all right. And
I wish I had that puppy dog noise.
dude, I know. Like we left. And is it on there?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. It's on there somewhere. Oh, dang it. It's somewhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That works. But I'm just like, that's how I felt inside. I'm like, what? Like, you almost feel like you owe them like some kind of explanation. But I'm like, I am just so to this day. And like, so I worked at a school and she would volunteer at the school. The next day, she stopped volunteering. I'm like,
she must have thought you made those ass cheeks.
But I don't understand
how those ass cheeks hurt, girl.
How could you think that? Because that was the only thing I could ever think of is like, is that how she thought I meant it? But the conversation had nothing to do with anything like that.
Well, it
was about laughter.
Story, right?
Yes.
And I understood that, even though you said, like, that's what I do. I make those butt cheeks hurt, right?
And I didn't say make those butt cheeks. You said that.
I know. That's what I mean.
No, but like,
you said that's what I do. Like, that's what I do.
I make you laugh. And somehow that got misconstrued into, is that what your brain naturally went to?
My brain went to you made her laugh. That's what
That's what I would think. Unless she thought I said something else, but I can't figure out what it would have been.
Where men and women are different. Like,
but this is the thing.
She could have said, if she said, you make my, what'd she say, my cheeks hurt?
Mm-hmm.
She could have, and I don't know if this is what she meant, but she could have meant like, no, like, oh, hell no. Like, that's not what I meant, you sick perv.
That's the only thing I could think of. But like the whole thing, none of the conversation was like
clap.
that.
It's different.
Yeah, believe me, girl, it would have been better than I heard. Okay. But no, I'm just like, it was a weird date anyway. Like, I noticed that like, I mean, she was like as young as I would have ever dated. And I was just like, going into it, I was kind of like, I don't know. There's just differences. So it was fine that it ended the way it did. I was just like, why do I have to walk away feeling like I did something wrong?
And you shouldn't. You should never feel that way.
And I really didn't. I was just more upset. Wrong. Like, you clearly think I said something.
And that's where that miscommunication
and
comes from.
That's communication, folks.
So you could easily said, well, why are you upset? Like, did I say something that offended you?
I probably should have. I was just so taken aback. I was just obviously. Like, okay.
But she could also just came out like, whoa, what do you mean? That's pretty offensive. And, you could have been, and that's where you could have like,
I don't know.
What do you mean? I made you.
But it was like a 180 about face. And like, I could have, if like we'd been there for like an hour, it was like, it wasn't like she wanted to get out of it. Maybe she did at that point, but I'm like, she was laughing, like hard laughing. And all of a sudden, whoa, okay, I think it's time to go. Like, okay. Sorry that I said that's what I do is make you laugh.
That's what I do, girl.
I mean, I wasn't.
Yeah, I do that.
Maybe I sounded like I was creepy. I don't know. I don't think so. That wasn't my intention if I did.
Is that how you sound, Tom?
That's what I do, girl. That's what I do.
No. I mean, like, I'll joke like that now.
I'll joke like that, and at least he's like, you're disgusting.
But see, like, yeah, I wouldn't have done, we didn't know each other that well. So I wasn't, I mean, that was not, I just said, that's what I do. Like, haha. Like,
you know, and I could see you saying that.
Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, it's funny.
It bothers me to this day because I'm like, she probably thinks I'm some creep. And literally, if you ever hear this.
So this is the thing.
I just meant I make people laugh. That's all
if she doesn't hear it or not.
I hope she doesn't.
This is the thing I want to say is people will always have a different view of you, right?
Oh, yeah.
How they meet you.
Oh, yeah.
There's people out there that probably think I'm a piece of shit or I'm an asshole or I'm a dick. And there's people out there that think I'm the nicest guy in the world. I like to think I'm a pretty good guy. Yeah. I'm a pretty nice guy, just like you probably think the same thing about yourself. Like,
I hope so. I certainly try to be.
I think you're like this nice guy and stuff.
Thank you.
But I think at the end of the day, like, this is where I think anybody out there needs to don't focus on what people are going to think of you.
Well, you can't.
Because you're never going to meet anybody's expectations.
Right.
It's about how do you feel about yourself? Right.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, how do you feel about you?
Right.
Do you go to sleep feeling like you're the best version that you can be?
Right.
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 Are you communicating? You know, like, are you doing things that you know what I did this right, or and if you do something that fucked up, own up to it.
People are people. They make mistakes.
If you're gonna fuck up, own up to it. That's a big thing for me. Is like, if you fuck up, own up to it. If I fuck up and I do this, and I've told my my boss this, like, hey, if I fuck up, you tell me that I fucked up. And he comes at me and he'll say stuff, and I'm like, no, that's on me.
Yeah.
I'll own it. Like, I'm not going to be a bitch about it and just be like, nah.
Right.
No. See, what happened was Tony, he said something that just really made me upset. Yeah. And then the other day, that's why I forgot. And like, I don't make excuses. Like, if I messed up, I messed up. Right. Because at the end of the day, it's on me. It's not on anybody else. Like, right. Yeah, maybe at one point I knew about it and I might have slipped my mind or I didn't do something right. Like, but at the end of the day, it's still on me. So
well, mistakes happen. And honestly, if you're honest about that apology, then you're probably going to do better next time.
Well, I think, and I think my boss, as much as my boss appreciates that, I feel like that I'll own up to it. Like, no, that's on me. My bad. I fucked up. I'm sorry about that. Like, I won't do that again. He's like, no, I appreciate that you said that.
Yeah.
Because and I've done that to cops. Cop pulled me over and he's like, hey, I need license insurance. I'm like, hey, to be honest with you, I don't have insurance. Like, I don't have a job right now.
Yeah.
But I didn't give him that excuse, but I just straight up told him, like, you know what, to be honest with you, I don't have insurance.
Sure.
And that's exactly.
Do you know how refreshing it is for cops? I know a few cops, and they always say, I get so tired of being lied to.
Get this. I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
20-ish years old when I told this guy this. Hey, I don't have insurance. I'm not going to be. I'm not lying to you. Like, this is it. And I didn't give him an excuse of why I didn't have insurance, because that's what a lot of people do, right?
Yeah.
And the cop comes back. He's like, oh, okay. He just shook his head, took my license, went back to his car, comes back, hands me the license. And he goes, you know what? Thank you for being honest. I don't get that a lot. I appreciate it. Just keep it down.
Yeah.
And he gave me my license, and he let me go with no ticket. He let me go with no.
Well, the honest truth is, a lot of cops know.
I don't know who the cop was. I wish I knew him to this day, because that was amazing. Like, he did that. Like, I'm a Mexican. Like, I was darker than I am now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He
was just so like.
Well, truly, I mean, like, everybody lies to the cops, and they are smart. They actually know when you're lying. And you're not going to outsmart them, because they hear it all day long, every day.
They so many excuses.
They do. And there is no real excuse, unless you're willing to shit your pants to say that you were speeding because you had to go to the bathroom.
Which is an excuse I've had in my brain as a backup. I won't even.
But you better be willing to actually go through with it.
Bro, I got to poop so bad. I'm about to say, oh, God, I just shit myself.
No, I don't know. They get so used to being lied to. And
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you're honest, I mean, at the very least, they're going to do what they can to help you out. If they can't cut it completely away, they'll try to, do what they can. And I don't know. The truth, too, is
I breathe so hard. Sorry, guys.
I ran out of air. But they also, they kind of know the BS of the state. Like, the whole insurance thing. You're poor and can barely afford to operate the car anyway, but you have to have a job, and to get to work, you have to have a car. No, they kind of get that. So if you're being honest,
like, you have so say you get this car from a dealership, right? And you don't make shit for money. At least back then, I was making $5-something an hour, which was dirt.
That's like half a minimum wage now.
Less than
it's nuts, right?
$15 an hour.
Is that what it is now? Wow.
I don't know. Minimum wage is like 11 something, but like most places you go, McDonald's $15 off the bat. But I don't know. So basically, that's where I was getting at. I was like, I won't even lie to you guys. I lost track of where I was going.
Yeah. Bird.
Yeah. Squirrel. Anyways. So you make shit money. You get this car because you don't have a transportation.
By the way, your credit probably sucks, so you pay an exorbitant credit rate on
So my credit sucked, right? I was taking the bus to work all the time, and I didn't want to do that all the time. So I got a car, and I bought it at a dealership. I could make enough to pay it. I couldn't, but you had to pay full coverage for a car, right? Which at the time I could, but then I got let go.
So then you have no money.
Because of the supervisor where I worked accused me of some stupid shit that to this day I still think he was a little racist because he let go of every Mexican that worked there.
Oh, nice.
But that's just my opinion. But anyway, at the end of the day, I let my shit go, right? And so I couldn't afford fucking full coverage insurance on a car.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking so much money nowadays.
Yeah.
Back then, anyway. Nowadays, I'm like, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
I pay full coverage now because I have a car. I just bought.
Well, yeah, you want the full coverage, but
Oh,
I mean, when you have shit to your name, it's like I don't want to get.
I don't want to.
You know, but
Hold down. I don't want to fuck. Oh
right.
shit! Why didn't I do that before?
yeah, I mean, like you panic if you don't have the insurance. Oh, honey, the
Yeah,
insurance
I'll take
left
that
for
back.
the. Oh shit. Okay. No, you got to have insurance, but you know, like when you're poor and you have nothing to your name, insurance isn't the top of your priority. I mean, probably eating food is one of the tops of your priority. So, and the truth is, I mean, most cops are pretty understanding of that. So,
And
just be honest. That's, I think, what they would ask for is just honesty.
I think most cops are. Well, not most. Well, I think most cops, like, they're pretty honest. Like, any cop I've ever really been honest with, like, they've been cool with me.
They really appreciate it because it's so uncommon.
And so I can't, you know what? It's hard to say that because obviously there's been a lot of, like, cops who are not cool with, like, other races, right? They're, like, dicks.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think because I'm Hispanic that, you know, there's been times I've had cops that are racist against me. And I've told you that shit.
Yeah, you told me that story.
And you know, I never did nothing, but like most of the time I'm pretty upfront with them. Like, I don't have none to hide.
Right.
And so if you have a cop that's cool, like that's awesome. But sometimes you do come across a dick cop.
Well, if you come across a dick cop,
Rarely-
there's really not much you can do about it. And,
But I think for the most part, you got to like listen.
Mhm.
Obviously don't have a fucking weapon. But there is those cops that are just pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't come across. I haven't come across a couple.
Well, I
in the
think
city,
too-
not the city I live in, but in a city not too far from me. The cops are not cool, and I don't like them.
Well, that whole city kind of has an attitude. Frankly.
Like, and to this
But-
day, like I've always assumed they were racist, and like that's why I've always got in trouble. Like you know, I served a day in jail. Felt like I served fucking 4 years
Time
in
stands still.
prison in Mexico. It was the worst day, though.
I'll bet.
It was so long and boring and terrible.
Yeah.
The best peanut butter cookie I've ever had, though.
That's crazy.
It was a good peanut butter cookie, bro.
Like,
I don't know if it's because I was hungry.
you owe something back to society. You want a peanut butter cookie? Like, how do you get the peanut butter cookie?
Dude, all I did that day when I turned myself in is I got.
Did the cafeteria lady like smile at you and give you the cookie? There you go, sugar.
Dude, and then I just got my wisdom teeth in the back pulled.
Yeah.
And so, like, my shit was, like, sewed up.
Dude,
So I
that'd be
just
the
got
way to
pulled
do it.
today.
Just get doped up for the day
Well,
and then
that's the
go
thing.
into jail.
I didn't take no medicines.
Yeah.
And then the guy that I was like bunked up with's like, "Where's your meds?" I'm like, "Well, they're at home." Like, well, he was like, "Well, why didn't you take them?" I'm like, "Because I don't know.
I've never gone to
you know what?
jail
I've never
before.
been to jail."
The guy's like, dude, you should have brought him for me, fucker.
Like, he's like, "No, you can bring that kind of stuff. You know, like it's okay." I'm like, "Oh, wow." You know what?
If there's anything I'm happy to be ignorant about, it's the rules of jail.
Hey, Sally, 14374. I'm not coming back to this
Right.
motherfucker.
Just so you know, next time you can bring that shit in.
Yeah, there won't be a next.
Yeah.
Next time,
We'll
I'm raping all you
together.
motherfuckers.
Man.
No,
Yeah.
but it was,
I,
dude.
don't look at me weird.
Totally, like going off
Okay.
subject. Joe was terrible.
I'll bet it was.
It was the worst day in my life.
In high school, we went on
I
a
should have
field trip.
communicated.
If you're listening from jail, just know it's all about communication.
Actually, I communicated with the cop and I told him everything, and he was still a dick because that city I was just talking about,
Yeah. So start with the P and R.
he was not cool about it.
Where was that? Which city was that? P or R?
R,
Oh yeah, R. They think that
I
they're
was so
superior to
honest.
everybody else. Yeah,
dude.
they're not. They're not nice.
I wish I had a camera back then because I wish I could rewind it because people are like, "Why did you go to the door?" And I'm like, "Well, because my roommate said someone's at the door."
Yeah. Well,
I'm just here to. I'm a problem solver. That's what I was trying to problem solve.
you
Something.
know what?
And then
Weren't you in your room minding your own business?
Yeah, 100%.
And then you walked out, and it was
I
like,
was playing-
yeah.
Anybody out there? Borderlands, awesome game. I was playing Borderlands online with a buddy of mine, Nick, the one I was just talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Me and Nick and another one of our buddies, all three of us were playing Borderlands.
So they were actually your witnesses. If you had taken that shit to trial, man.
I was like, hey, I got to go. Someone's at the door. That's all I said. Because I had no one who the fuck.
Pizza.
So I don't know who was at the door.
You open the door, it's the cops.
Well, that's what it was. Like, I didn't know who was at the door. And so, yeah, it was a cop.
Just knowing a bunch of idiot kids tell you somebody's at the door, they're not willing to open it.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Don't open the door.
Her name started with an M, and her last name started with something else, and I don't even remember.
A different letter. I'm gonna say Mariah Carey.
You were 100% almost close. It was something. It was Miranda something.
Miranda Lambert.
Oh,
over there.
No wonder why. Fucking Blake Shelton. I 100% agree with Blake Shelton now.
Blake, you should have left years ago before you got Jesse arrested.
I love you, Blake.
Yeah, you're a good man, Blake. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, man. Whoever.
That's an odd couple.
Yeah.
You know what?
But it must work.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you think you and Blanca are odd couples?
Oh, yeah. People probably are like, what the fuck?
I think me and Alicia are an odd couple. Like, I'm very quiet. But
Alicia can be quiet
loud.
too.
She cannot be quiet.
No, I've seen her
loud.
shy.
She's shy to a point.
Yeah.
Once she starts not being shy, she's not that she's loud in a
no. I know what
way,
you mean.
but she's very like more outspoken than I.
Yeah.
I'm very just like, but then again, it's weird because I'm very people.
Yeah.
So like when you guys had that party, I'm like, obviously I know everyone, so it's like I'm out here trying to talk to everybody.
Well, seeing Alicia felt
Awkward.
like a fish out of water. She doesn't know everyone, and it's your ex-wife's family, but that part doesn't bother her. But I don't know.
But everyone saw me and was like, "Hey, oh my god, how you been?"
Yeah, they love you more than me. What the fuck is that all about? Oh, he was getting hugs like crazy.
Everyone's getting
fuck all of you,
like,
motherfuckers.
I remember Ramon was like, "Hey, I love this guy."
Yeah,
I totally I love this guy.
This is my house.
I just laughed. I'm like, hey.
That was fun though. It
was a great party, dude. It was such a good party.
I need to find who was it I said was going to start a podcast. Was it Danny? That's right, Danny. Danny was
going to do true crime. He's into true crime.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought Danny said he was want to do like something on music and rap.
He could. He might have.
Or maybe maybe there's more than one idea he's got.
No,
I think he said
you might be right, but I know he told me he listens like true crime and stuff, those kind of podcasts. But Danny's awesome, and that's who his brother Ramon's the one who's like.
Oh yeah, okay,
like, those guys are awesome.
Yeah,
like they love everyone. They like you, they like me. They like me. To me, I'm like a cousin. I think.
Yeah.
More than anything, I'm not Blanca's anybody.
I'm just a primo.
Yeah, that's it. I'm primo. I'm primo Jesse.
Oh man.
They like take my kids and my wife in. They think they were calling Alicia like prima. Hey, prima. And she's like, who are you?
Prima, come on.
Yeah. So
fuck you, prima.
And I was like, I told Alicia, I don't know who that is. I don't even know who that is.
Who knows?
Blanca knows who that is.
It's funny. Like I recognize everybody. I cannot keep the name straight.
There's a few I can keep straight.
Yeah. I mean the core group of people.
Yeah, that's it.
Like I don't see anybody enough to really keep everybody straight, and so I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. Communication's key.
Like communication is the most important of all.
You know what? And one last thing, not last thing, but one thing I want to actually add is like feeling good about who you are. And this is something I tell my kids, and this is something I've heard because there's been a time where I felt like a shitty about who I am.
Yeah. And some of this comes with age.
Comes with age, and I started listening to like motivational speakers, like older ones, right, that aren't around. Maybe but it's like this one, I forget his name. But it's like he says, "Look good, feel good," right?
Yeah.
Basically, so that's what I always tell. Alicia she laughs at me because she's always like, "Hey, princess," because I want to iron my clothes.
Oh, I get that.
I want to iron my pants, my shirt.
Dress pants you have to iron.
No, not just dress pants. Any pants, any clothes, anytime I go out, if they're wrinkled, I will not go out unless they're dressed.
Yeah.
Like, unless they're dressed.
Pressed.
Unless they're wrinkled free, right? And
so you're ironing a t-shirt?
Today I didn't iron this t-shirt because it wasn't as wrinkled.
But you will iron a t-shirt?
Oh hell yeah, 100%. 100%. I've ironed many a t-shirt.
What's up, bud?
I've ironed undershirts. Just like this part, so you see it, right? So you see it under my other shirt. Look at that.
Oh. Okay. All right, buddy. I love you.
Night, Elliot.
And also, can you tuck me in?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you okay for a minute?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Anyway, tuck this boy in.
Look at that. This is real fatherhood right here.
This is how we do.
This is why we're blended. Hey, where's my nugs? Yeah, there you go.
By the way, this kid is putting himself to bed. How cool is that?
That's crazy. I think JG does that stuff.
They're amazing.
Yeah. So basically, if you look good, you're gonna feel good about who you are. Like my wife, she likes to joke with me. She calls me princess, all this stuff, because she knows that, like, and her sister knows, like, they all know that. I always ask, hey, do you got an iron or like a press? Because I gotta make sure my stuff looks good. Like, I want to feel good about myself, because if you don't feel good about yourself, like, then what do you got? Like, you need to, at the end of the day, feel good about yourself. Like, who cares what others think? If you feel good about you, that's the step forward for everything else. A couple things I've heard is, like, you can't love someone if you don't love yourself. So, I mean, self-love's the best love. Like, that's 100%. And Tom's not here, but, like, this something that's took me years, to masters. Like, I'm starting to love who I am. Yeah, I might not be in the best shape of my life. I might not be in a certain place in my life where I would like to be, but to love myself, you got to love yourself before you can love someone else.
Got to chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Right? Like, 100%. Like, before you can give love, you got to make sure you love yourself, who you are in the end. And you can't love someone more if you don't love you.
Yeah, because
like, if you feel like you're like a piece of shit, how are you going to love someone if you feel this way? You don't know what it's like.
I think what we were talking about earlier about how you take things, right?
And I've started feeling like I'm starting to love who I am. Like, the other day, like, I told my wife, like, baby, she's like, what? I was like, I kind of look good today. She's like, what are you talking about? Who told you that? I'm like, nope. But I just
told you that?
Yeah, I just looked at myself and I was just like, I don't know. I just feel good. I feel like I look good today. Like, hey, anybody out there, you ever see yourself and you just think, damn, I kind of look nice today.
It's been a few years for me, but yeah.
I had that a few weeks back. I just saw myself and I just was like, it was a few podcasts ago. I had my blue, like, hoodie on that I was wearing. I was just like at work. And I was just like, dude, I feel good. Like, I feel like I look nice. And there's nothing wrong with feeling like
I can honestly say I've never looked at myself in the podcast and like, dude, you are a sexy man.
It wasn't at the podcast, but I was at work and I was like, I was just having to do my hair. I just did stuff and I was just like, you know what? I feel like, you know what? I look good.
Shut that door.
It's cool.
Yeah. No, I mean,
but, like, it's okay to feel that way. I don't want anybody to ever think that's not okay to feel sexy or feel like you look good, because that's good. Like, my wife might have joked about it and she might have said, who told you that? But at the end of the day, she actually, like, kind of, like, smiled in a way like, damn, like, my husband has this confidence that's, like, kind of hot, right?
So
then that's the thing. Like, I protruded this confidence that I didn't think that I was protruding. It was it just kind of came out. Like, I feel good about who I am. I feel
nice.
I'm overweight, right? I don't feel. There's days I feel like I'm over. Well, I am overweight. I'm at least 40 pounds overweight, but you guys can't tell that. But because I'm sitting down,
you can tell with me, but that's
not even with you. Like, but that same day, at the end of the day, jokes aside, I felt good about myself.
Yeah.
I felt like I looked nice. I just was just like, I felt good. I was like, damn. Like, it made me smile. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's good.
And so, I think that went along with my wife, because she is, as much as she jokes, she, she was just like,
Well,
nah, you
she's
look nice, huh?
Yeah, she's attracted to you.
Well, she better.
That's
be.
how wives are. I
She
mean,
better be attracted to me.
yeah.
What else is gonna
Come
happen?
on, this
Hey,
guy,
no, hey,
this
no.
guy right here. Come on.
Just kind of like she likes Mark Wahlberg, but she's starting to not like him as much. But no,
Sorry,
at the same
Marky.
time, she liked the fact that I was really confident about who I felt.
Yeah.
I felt good, like, and I want anybody else out there to feel good about yourself. Like,
You
feel confident in
should.
it. Fuck it.
Well, really, at the end of the day, who fucking cares?
Who gives
honestly?
a
Like
fuck?
that's kind of I don't feel good or
Dude.
bad. I just am like
I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I want to get into? And I don't give a fuck if anybody doesn't like it. I want to get into the fucking live action role play, LARPing. If you ever
Oh.
watch Role
Oh,
Models.
okay.
I love that movie, by the way.
It took me a second, but all right.
LARPing. Like, I'm
Like-
a nerd. I'm a nerd.
Like medieval LARPing.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fucking swords and shit.
You know, there's a group that goes to the park and does that.
Oh, Fruitland Park. I know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
So
it.
you think you might join?
I would love to do that.
Okay.
100%. I think that would be
Do they
amazing.
speak? Do they really speak in old terms?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
from
come
the
here,
movie- come hither, you
you swine! I shall disembowel thee with thine sword.
yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know if they talk that way, but
don't
I just
know.
know there's a store in Kennewick that like sells like swords and
For
like,
real?
fake bombs and shit. Oh fuck yeah.
fake bombs.
Fake little like potion bombs and shit. Oh yeah, dude. They sell
So like you
everything.
can throw it. and
Oh,
it will,
yeah.
like a
Expelliarmus.
Expecto Patronum. That's something, isn't it?
It might-
I think I
it might
read
be
the books.
Harry
at one point.
Potter, but
I'm gonna put. Hello, is this the game? This is where we play Quidditch.
no,
My name is Harry Potter.
hey, but no, that's how it is.
My name's
But-
Severus Snape. That would be fun, actually.
Dude, it was-
to, like screw the LARP up.
You know
that
what?
would be-
The one thing I have to, and this is one thing I've always looked up to people who were like that.
They don't give a
these-
fuck.
These people stay true to who they are. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
You know what I wish?
They don't give a fuck
Yeah.
who looks at them to do this. They're
No.
doing it. And I think that, to me, to this day and before like all this, I've always looked up to the fact that they didn't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was so amazing.
You know what I want to do,
I
though?
think that would be so fun.
You know in Howard Amon Park how they have that like little pirate ship thing? I want to get a bunch of guys together dressed like pirates. Then when they're there and they're doing their like medieval, I'll go with my pirates and we'll like start
That'd be-
beating them all and like see if they're into it, if they get pissed. You know?
Arr!
Yeah, me hearties. We want all your gold. We're gonna plunder you. And they're like,
have a hood.
dude, okay, this is like not
No,
for you.
no, this is bullshit.
Okay, the pirates are like 300 years later after where we're supposed
Pirates
to
didn't
be.
even do
You
that.
bastard.
You know what? Something you got to watch. If anybody hasn't
Role
watched
models?
that, the Black Cells,
Oh yeah,
on
you told me
Stars.
about that. Yeah.
great show. If I haven't ever watched read Treasure Island, but it's like a prequel to that.
I have
So-
Treasure Island right over there on that bookshelf.
So there's Johnny Silver, Long John,
Good old Johnny Silver.
Johnny Silver.
He's a cousin of Johnny Walker.
You know Long John Silver?
Yeah.
Like he's in those shows, like
Yeah.
towards the end, and you find out how he gets his name, right?
Mhm.
And it's like it's a prequel to Treasure Island, and then you see how like
Does it end on the beginning of Treasure Island?
I think it might.
Huh.
I have to watch.
'Cause I think
it.
in the beginning
haven't
of the
watched
book-
I haven't watched the fourth season.
There's a
of it.
boy that works in a tavern, right? It's like a hotel upstairs in a
Something
tavern
like
in a seaport, and then there's this old pirate in there that
probably
starts
Long
telling him the
Silver.
stories about this Treasure Island. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's about as far as I ever got in the book, because I'm as much as I
But like
reading.
no, I'm just saying, like the show, just the like a lot of it's historic, and I've told you that. Like a lot of it's, you got Blackbeard, you got all these other pirates that are for real pirates, and then obviously you got Long John Silver, who's
Yeah.
from the book. But
but
I gotta watch the fourth season, so I
Yeah.
have no idea. I haven't read the book.
yeah,
As I yawn loud. But no, so before Tom entered, I was telling people about how you got to look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
I've told my wife that. I've told everybody that. Like, if you look good, who cares what? If there's a day where you just feel good,
Own it.
own that shit. Like,
Well, what's that show?
like, have you ever had a day where, yeah, you might not be this fucking in shape, fucking model type dude, but you kind of felt good. You're like, damn, I kind of look good today. You ever look at yourself in the mirror and looked at yourself like, I kind of look good.
Honestly, I know.
Because I've had those moments.
So I haven't had something like that. I typically look at myself and I'm like, yeah. You know, like I'm fine with me.
Where you're like, damn.
When I did feel that way, so I've never been in great shape. I never really cared to work out or anything. There was a period when I first met Blanca, I started going to the gym a lot and I got in really good shape. And I will say.
What's his name?
Who?
Jim?
Antonio.
Antonio
Banderas.
Anyway,
so
go ahead.
sexy.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, I got in pretty damn good shape. Like I got to the point I would like take my shirt off in front of a mirror and I would just like look at myself. Like I still expected to see something that wasn't there. It was almost like it wasn't my body.
Well, I think that's normal.
And then I would do like a bunch of push-ups and just look at myself and be like,
damn.
God damn. You know,
and that's good.
And that was good. That was good. I like that I'm not that way because I really don't like that person that I was because I was really into myself at that point.
I think.
So I feel like a better person when I'm not in tip-top shape. But because, I mean, to some degree, that's kind of the superficial side.
Well, it's okay.
I like who I am. I don't really care about the image of it so much, but I like who I am.
Like when I'm in shape, I haven't been in shape in a minute, but like I said, like I haven't been in shape in a minute. But when I'm there, it's just it feels good. I don't lie.
No, I mean you get those endorphins.
But like I said, like just this was a few weeks back. I just saw myself and I was like, damn, I look nice. Like, yeah, I might not be like under where I want to be weight wise.
That's what beards are for,
or like strength wise. And you know, from the waist down, you know, I look nice. You guys don't see my stomach. You don't see
waist
down. You don't see the struggle. you don't see the weight here
between my waist and my legs. Let me tell you, ladies, it's looking pretty good. Okay,
I'm just saying. But
everything else is a little shoddy. But
I guess you got a point there.
No, I always.
But you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
But when I saw myself, I was just like, and that just brought me to my thing. Like, if you guys, and this is more for men and women, whoever listens.
Yeah, but we know from the male perspective.
From the male
perspective,
so if you feel good, if you ever look at yourself and you feel good, own that. Like,
project that.
It's okay. It's fucking okay to say, damn. And I like I said, I told my wife this. You know what, babe? I fucking felt good today. And she joked, you know, she might have joked like, well, who told you that? And for me at that moment, I was just like, you know what? And I told her this, like, I didn't appreciate that you said that. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, no, I literally felt good about myself. And that you saying that doesn't help.
It kind of
degrades.
Undermines it. Like, why would you feel?
Yeah. And she just looked at me and she's like, well, you know, she apologized. Like, no, I didn't mean it that way. I was trying to joke.
What he means she called him a little bitch and told him no.
No, but she was just like, no, I didn't. You know, she wants me to feel that good, and any woman wants their man to feel good about who they are, right? At the end of the day, if something makes you feel good, do it. Like, obviously, don't be an asshole and cheat on your woman. If you're gonna do that shit, just break up with her. Just give her the fucking benefit, like, hey, I'm not into you. Let's end this. Let's get it over with. Because as hard as that is, that's the easiest way to get over with. Because if you just keep dragging shit along, she's going to want, well, I don't understand. I want more questions. I don't want, like, she's going to want it. She was going to want so much.
She's going to turn into a hillbilly if you drag it out too long.
I just want to know.
I just want to know, hell.
Why didn't he want me? Blah, 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 blah. Like, if you're just straight up like, no, you know what? I'm not feeling this. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not,
You know what? Like, honestly, it's not always about the person.
You know what? Sometimes
the gal that was a very good person, and there was nothing wrong with her. I knew hanging out with her, like, I don't feel the romance. I thought I did at first. I thought I did
with that one girl I was telling you about. Same difference.
It just went away, and I didn't know, but I was honest, and I just said, "Hey, I don't mean this against you in any way. I don't know what happened. I don't
But
feel
you
that
gave her
way
that
anymore.
respect, right?
I gave her the respect because I did respect her as a person, and I
That's how I
thought she
felt.
deserved
I
that.
felt the same way. Like that's what I
And
did. Like,
I mean, it was like super early. Like we hadn't really done anything but dated a tiny bit.
well,
So
no,
it was easy to do, but it's like at least it was the decency and the honesty and
Yeah.
the respect to say, okay.
I mean, I got the girl pregnant, mind you. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't. I'm just kidding.
You know,
I'm
but she had options. I don't know.
I'm kidding. It didn't happen. But no, like what you're saying, like this girl was cool, nothing wrong with her. Like I had nothing against her. Like I
You
wasn't.
can't put your finger on it. It's just, you know.
I wasn't. She wasn't a piece of shit. Like
Yeah.
there was nothing wrong with her at all. And I told her that, like, it's not you, it's me, girl. But no, it was one of those like,
It's not you. I'm gay.
yeah, sorry. I like to eat out. And I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, like I was honest with her. It's just like, you know, like I don't want to be an asshole to you
Yeah.
because, you know,
Yeah.
you deserve more than that.
Right.
Right. Because probably guys were dicks to her. Or it didn't matter. Whatever. At the end of the day, I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to give her the respect. Like, no, I'm
Right.
not feeling this. Maybe at another point in my life, there could have been something. But like at this moment in my life, like I'm just not there right now.
Well, and for those of you that are so young that you feel like maybe a relationship ended and you think like that's it,
It's
that's
not
all.
it.
Man, let me tell you, if
It's not. I'm 40.
if what you
not
want
it.
when you're 18 is what you had for the rest of your life, I guarantee you won't be happy. I mean, I can't. I guess I can't guarantee you. But
So get this. There's a small portion. Yes. Don't get me wrong.
Like what, 2%? I mean,
There's
50% of marriage in general ends in divorce.
There's
so
a small percentage where, yeah, maybe in high school you guys were like this, like high school sweethearts.
you don't even
and
know
guys are
who
still
you
together.
are then.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Is
but don't
like,
get me wrong. There are couples who can like fucking make this shit work.
Yeah.
Years after high school, and I, you know what? Kudos to you.
well,
and I
let's
appreciate
be honest. You guys worked your asses off to keep that thing afloat.
That. Well, that, and you know what? I'm not going to be I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. Like, if you're still fucking, like, if like in the real world, that's not going to happen. You're gonna like hate each other, not hate each other, but
You're going to have
split apart.
times. Well, let's be honest.
Well,
when
you're gonna
you're
grow
between
apart.
18 and 30, you're going to change so much
Oh, dude,
that
100.
let me tell you, if you want to be with that person, I mean, by all means, be with them. But no, you're not going to like who they become. And
Not
then
always.
you might
Not
work.
always.
Well, you won't,
Not
because
always.
there's no way that both of you are going to be the same person that you are
and
today.
you won't. And that's where I think
But
like
you
there's
have the
those small
capacity to grow together,
relationships.
right?
There's
Yeah.
those small relationships where, yeah, maybe that does work. My buddy Johnny, him and his wife been together like 20-something years. He's younger than us. They've been together since high school. They haven't been married that long, but they've been together that long,
Sure.
right?
And they chose to stay together that long. Then,
And,
if they just got
and
married.
the way he told me, they've had their issues,
Yeah.
and like,
But at the end of
I
the
just
day,
respect
they
it so
want
much.
to be together. So we're not saying it can't work or that it can't
exactly.
happen.
I don't want people to sit.
No,
get that.
but
Don't
I have an aunt and uncle I love very much and respect with everything I have, who were high school sweethearts, and they made it. But they will tell you it is not all roses. It's a lot of work and it's tough. And there's times where you think it's not going to work, and you make a choice every day.
You do.
You honestly do. In any relationship, you make a choice. Am I going to stay or am I going to let it fall apart?
That's it.
And if you're going to stay, there's work involved.
100%.
And
So
the
much
day
work.
that you don't care about putting work in is the day it's over. So
Yeah.
just, know that.
Like, I'm in a relationship 8 years, 9 years coming up. Like, I'm still putting work in. Like, I'm 40 years old. I'm still
Yeah.
working it.
Then we're learning about ourselves.
He's
and-
still working his relationship. We're, like he just said, we're learning about who we
well,
are.
we're in a good spot right now, but it could be another month and we won't be.
I'm 40
And-
years old, and I
Mhm.
just realized about I don't know. When did you guys move from your old house? 3 years ago?
No, a little over a year ago. It was
Okay.
August. A year ago.
So we'll
August.
say like almost 2 years ago.
Good, close. We can round up.
No. For me, I'm just. I was going off by the time. For me, like
Gotcha.
I realized there was things I was not happy about who I was.
Yeah.
Like there was things I just didn't like who I was. I I realized I was struggling with depression. I realized I was struggling with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I came to terms with that. And so when I started communicating that, like, as much as I might not have communicated like the most articulate stuff and how I felt and blah, 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 it didn't come across the way in my mind it comes across. Like, because when you think about stuff, you talk and you say stuff like you are this fucking amazing speaker. I know I do. I know when I fucking...
And then you listen back to it.
Dude, when I was thinking about our podcast, I was saying some stuff and I was like, dude, I sound like a fucking motivational speaker. In reality, I sound like an idiot. Whatever.
But we feel good about ourselves.
But I felt good.
That's what matters.
But I just remember those times where I was just like, and I might have been a little intoxicated, but like there was most moment of clarity.
That's usually when I feel good about
myself. There's those moments of clarity where I was just like, fuck, you know, I'm like, I'm kind of like a piece of shit, you know, like that's how I used to think.
I gotcha.
I don't think that way now, but like then at those times, I felt this way.
Well, and that's...
My kids heard me because there would be times where I was like drunk, and like my kids would hear that, and like it did not make me feel good when Alicia would come at me like, hey, you know, you were being a dipshit. You said some stuff, this, and I was like, oh my God.
It just makes you feel bad.
Oh, dude, I don't want my kids to hear that shit.
Right.
And then like, so.
Well, kids have a funny way with self-esteem. I mean, like,
I don't want everybody kids to feel that like self-esteem shit.
Well, and
it'll happen.
It's human nature to make mistakes, and
no, it's not.
No, we're perfect.
Nope, we're perfect.
Born perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Life's hard, but you know, I think if you have serious depression, you know, get help for it. There are ways to get help.
No,
there's no wrong way to handle depression. I'd say the only wrong way is to not deal with it.
No, this is my thing. If you ever feel like you're depressed and you feel uncomfortable, like even calling a number, I please like contact us on the email. I always check our emails. Like, I will be more than happy to talk to you guys.
We're not therapists or anything.
I would be more than happy just to listen.
We're two people that really will care about you and your situation and what's going on.
Because at the end of the day, I think we've struggled with the same shit.
Well, I know. I can't say I was depressed because I felt depressed before, but like I've taken the intake things. My anxiety was off the charts. My depression was like nothing.
I think I had depression. I think I've had anxiety.
I had severe anxiety, and it was borderline crippling. It had a lot of side effects with me that I didn't like. Yeah. And even like, I mean, my wife got to the point where it was like, I can't deal with you the way you are. And it wasn't like she didn't want to deal with me just being like, whatever. It was like who I was being. She would tell me things like, you're here, but you're never here. Yeah, like you're present, your body's here, but your mind is always somewhere else. And I had a very stressful job and I internalized it. I had no good way of, as much as I tried, I never found a way that helped me be in the moment outside of that job. And
you think you switching jobs helped that?
Oh, it helped a lot. And
that
I'm going to be honest, as much as I feel bad about this, because I know the pandemic has been so horrible for people.
Yeah.
It was kind of a good thing for me. I got just enough space when I needed it. And I know, I mean, that's a very like...
No, that's good. Some people need it.
But I think worked well for me in that sense. I got enough decompression time that I was able to center a little bit better.
See, for me,
and I think I'm a much better person now because of it.
I think as much as I hated going into work about an hour away, I think the whole COVID thing has sucked for me.
Yeah. Well, it sucks now.
I'm a people person, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to go and talk to people. And I like to be interacting with people. I'm very... Right. So this is where it's weird for me is I'm a very introverted person.
I'm the same way you are.
I don't know how to explain it, but I'm an introvert, but at the same time, I like to be an extrovert.
All I have around me are people I do not know. I get a lot quieter and hesitant to like initiate. When I'm with people I do know, I'm very boisterous and have fun and joke around a lot. So I think I'm the same way that you are. What I needed was decompression time away from the social requirements. Like I was so worn out from the social
which makes sense.
It wasn't just social. I mean, it was like my job was so physical in so many ways. With
Well, you had a lot of demanding.
I had
stuff.
kiddos that had issues with anger, and we don't have a very
Well, I think a lot of that had to do with the whole working, like doing school from home, though.
well.
Because, like, I won't lie, like my own daughter,
Mm-hmm.
she struggled working from home.
Well, what I mean is from before, like back before
When
the
COVID.
pandemic, when I was a
Yeah.
special ed teacher.
Oh, dude, you had
the part.
you had some struggles.
The part
there.
that got me was I don't like being the guy that has to use the restraints and the isolation on the kids. And I get it. I'm not opposed to them. I think that they work well when they're done right. And I think you can do it in a way that is
I mean,
not
that
harmful
tear
to
gas
children
you
at
used on
all.
kids was cool.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean,
I'm
but that was our own kids.
Kidding.
No, but I mean, I'm not the right personality for that. The
Yeah.
right personality is, all right, this is how it works. I'm going to do it, and I need to do it, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
No matter what, I couldn't not worry about it.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
it just ate me alive. And every day I was stressed about it. I didn't want to have to do anything regarding that, but I always knew.
But what happened when that like extra duty got lifted off? You know.
When I left that area of work and I went to regular ed, then I had a whole nother stress because then I had to start feeling like I knew what I was doing in that grade level. But
it
was a
different.
very different stress.
Your attitude was different.
Well, and then with the shutdown, like my body and my brain just got to like relax. I connected with kids, and I
Even
really
to this day, like,
wish we didn't have the shutdown. Don't get me wrong,
Who doesn't?
because it didn't work to be home.
no, it didn't.
But on a
Well,
mental side,
I
for
gotta
me,
say, like some of the kids that did work better for others.
I don't think there's a one box fits all for every kid. I
No,
think
I
some kids really don't function well with the
Like,
high
so
pressure
get this.
social
So get
aspect
this.
of life.
So my stepdaughter,
Mm-hmm.
Cheeks, I think she does better the way it was last year, right?
Yeah.
She's very smart, very articulate, very outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cheeky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Elena,
Ziana,
yeah,
if you will, Ziana.
Elena at the same time last year struggled.
Yeah.
Right. And I worked with her, like me and her were like, I'd come home and I was like, what do you got? Let's write this down. This is how we're going to do it. I had like a thing down for her because it was hard for her. Right. She struggled hard.
Elena had
Don't
got
get me wrong.
bad grades last year, and Elena,
Mentally she struggled.
yeah, oh
Remember?
yeah, oh yeah.
Remember?
I remember.
Right?
I remember.
I remember
all of
because
that.
I fucking had tears of.
And
my daughter struggled mentally, and I teared, and like it didn't feel good, and like I didn't. She was open about it, and I knew something was wrong.
and she ended
Whatever.
up being okay, but
She was okay.
it was a hard.
Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
It was hard. So this year has been a normal year for kids, right? They can go to school. So my daughter now, she's gotten almost straight.
Elena's doing great,
Elena's got
and she's in
straight A's.
advanced classes.
She's in just like last year.
But
she's
you're
been
saying that
advanced this year.
Cheeky actually did better with the way it was last year.
Last year she did
Worked
better.
better
This
for
year, I think it's a little tougher for her.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, she's also starting high school.
Yeah,
And
I was just gonna
that's a
say.
whole
Obviously,
thing.
she's in high school this year. So Elena's in advanced classes, so she's taking like high school math, and she's in 7th grade.
Which blows my mind because I could barely do regular grade math.
I did high school math 2 years in a row in high school.
And then I had to
I'm not even
take
kidding.
dumbass math in
I had to
college.
take stupid math in high school twice. I had to take stupid English in high school.
Do you remember when you finally didn't have to do math anymore?
No,
When
I didn't. I did math.
I did math
Forever.
through
Anytime-
junior year, and then
So
I
did
was
math
like
all
done
through high
until
school. I did math
college.
when I went to college. I did math. I did math all the time. Like I think I'm doing math tomorrow morning.
I do math now. I'm a math teacher, but
But
it's a little different when you're.
but no, it's cool because like
I was not a
now-
good mathematician.
Obviously, like it's not as bad as I was just saying.
Yeah,
But like Elena now will help JJ with his math.
yeah.
And so it's like today, like the other day, she was helping him, which is awesome. But he's good at that shit. Like
Yeah.
this dude read the Boxcar Children. He's in
Yeah,
2nd
that's
grade.
that's a good story.
He read the whole book. Oh, so the book I thought about Well, it was a few weeks back when I was talking about cats. It was about puppies. It was called The Shelter Puppy. He finished that book. He finished all these books. My son loves to read.
Elliot does not love it. He will do it, and he doesn't
JJ
fight it
will
anymore. But
throw these excuses like, "Oh my god, I gotta read." But
once he picks it up,
he'll read the whole book.
yeah.
Like every time. Like he'll read.
Elliot won't. He'll be like, has it been 20 minutes, Dad? Yeah, it's been 20 minutes.
JJ will read it, and the only reason he knows it's been 20 minutes is because he's actually started to put on a 20-minute timer.
Well,
on the TV.
And honestly, for Elliot, I
when
get
it comes to math,
as a teacher, I don't love to read.
I hate reading.
I'm going to be honest. I like to work with my hands more than to read.
A reading professor, I hate reading.
As a reading professional,
I'm kidding. I don't
as a professional reader who reads for money. No.
I hate it so much.
Professional reader, a math guy. I think I'm going to rewrite my title. Professional reader, writer, and math guy, first grade level.
I know, right? But no, like
oh man,
I'm not a big reader, but
look, I can get into a book, but there are people that live to read, and I don't have that. Like sometimes I'll get into a book and really love it, but I get it when a kid's not that into it. That said, you have to learn it. You have to know how to do it. You have to be proficient.
Elliot and JJ get along real
well.
They do. Like I said, a previous podcast. Elliot's very good with math.
Right.
JJ's very good with English, and those two.
And neither of them are real bad at either.
These guys would work together to solve shit.
Get it done.
And I would just sit in awe. Like, I didn't sit because one or the other couldn't figure something out. I'd just look at them like.
Just watch it.
I would just be like, and then I would have these visions of them in high school. Like, I'm not even joking. Like,
dude, we got the test tomorrow. Come on.
This isn't even like I used to have these like visions. Like, I used to have little visions when I was in high school back in the day, right? But when I had this, like, I was just like, I had these visions. Like, I can see. I just pictured these two, in high school, helping each other out with their homework.
Yeah.
JJ might not have got math, but Elliot's helping with math. Elliot might not have got those English times at those times, but JJ's, oh, no, this is what this means.
But isn't it cool, though, how, like, they've both, I mean, I don't think either one of them are bad.
They're not bad
at any of the subjects. Like, you look at them now, like.
No, because JJ will get assignments like his spelling test.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
English, and that's including his bonus word that they don't really care about.
Right.
He gets those right.
Dude, Elliot came on fire this year because I'll let homework. He'll pull it out and he'll just do it right away.
That's how JJ
And I look at him like, all right, little fucker, I got a question for you. I was your teacher he was in my class. I was his teacher last year.
Yeah.
And that little shit barely listened to me. And I'm like, here he is.
Dad, that's
Guess
different.
what, Dad? I love school this year. I love my teacher this year. You know what's fun, Dad? We did the same thing that you did, but I don't know. When you did it, it sucked.
And just like, God.
I hate you, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, you're not a very good
But
teacher.
you know what's cool?
Who's your favorite teacher, buddy?
My teacher.
Not you.
Oh, okay.
Who's your favorite teacher, buddy?
Who's your second favorite?
My kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, Dad.
Okay.
You're like, what is this, son? Yeah, you're totally not my favorite teacher.
Dad, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I really hate your guts.
My least favorite teacher was you, Dad.
I just wish, like, you would, like, not feel good about yourself.
Hey, Dad. You're ugly, you're fat, and women find you gross. That's what I tell you.
So,
The girl left.
what would you do if your kid told you that?
The girl left your date
you
because
slap
you're
your
fucking
kid?
disgusting.
Would you slap your kid if you told you that?
I would be like, the power of Christ compels you, and I'd throw water on him until he burns.
I'd throw up on my kid. I'm possessed by the demons.
The power of Christ compels you. Oh, man. Linda fucking Blair. Oh. Man.
But anyway,
Yeah.
anybody out there, look good, feel good. That's what we're getting at.
Yeah. And communicate.
So one of my other things I wanted to bring up, totally unrelated to like looking good, feel good. And totally unrelated to anything else. But before I go up to that, again, I want you guys to realize, like, things aren't going to go your way. Things are going to be shitty. Things are going to suck. Relationships aren't going to work out the way you want in your mind.
Right.
But if that's something you want to work out, you need to speak your mind. Speak your truth. Don't be scared. It's going to be hard. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks.
Yeah.
I've struggled with it to this day. Like, I still struggle with it. Like, yeah, me and my wife are open about shit, but I still struggle with some of the truths I want to tell her.
Well, sometimes it's hard to know your own truth. My wife has a... she's a damn lawyer. Makes it so hard for me to keep track of my own truth.
Keep with your truth.
I'll know, and then I'll be like, God damn, that's a good argument. I don't remember why I was mad now.
No, so like I've said, like, my wife doesn't remember me bringing up the fact that me and Tom were gonna do a podcast. She doesn't remember that.
He called me her because I'm his real love.
Because he has such a nice beard.
Thank you.
Yeah, my wife has a better beard.
I feel good today.
But anyway, like I don't know. Just feel good about you. If there's fucking shit you struggle with,
we all do.
That's okay. It's
that's
okay to struggle with that shit. If you don't know how to handle it, please, and I don't mean this as being a dick or like condescending. Reach out to me, dude. I will be more than happy to talk you through it or type you through it, or I don't care. Like, I've been there. There's shit I've struggled with. I don't know.
Well, and I think
at the end of the day, like, I want to help you guys.
Well, the truth is, like, we don't have all the answers either. Like, we will have times, we might in a year be in the same spot again and be like, I don't know. My life's out of control.
So
like, life, it ebbs and flows.
So this is the thing we want to give you guys. This is the disclaimer. This is our experiences in life.
And our take on things.
This is our take on things. I don't want you guys to go home and think this is how it should be.
There's no gospel truth here.
There isn't. What's going to be comfortable for you, right? Do I believe that you should be comfortable talking to your significant other? Yeah, I think that should be.
Well, let's be honest. If you
is it
can't,
hard? Yeah, that's hard.
But do you have a real relationship if you can't have that communication?
I think you do. I just think.
What's it based on if you don't have honesty and?
I think early on.
Well, let's be real about early on in relationship. There's one thing that early relationships are built on.
So early on in relationships, I think it's hard to build that relationship where you just trust this person.
Well, early on, a lot of it's physical.
It is.
And you develop the emotional and the mental as time goes on.
I want to say it's the emotional shit you want to feel.
Well, and shared experience. A lot of it is shared experience, but actually being a part of each other's shared experience.
Yeah.
You know, and that.
Sorry, guys.
That is crutch. That's key right there.
Dude, we talk. Me and Tom can talk for 15 hours.
Dude, we were going to cut ourselves off in an hour and a half. We're at 2 hours and 6 minutes. So you know what?
I was just looking at
you know what? We don't give a shit. You're going to listen to us and you're going to like it.
So my last thing I wanted to bring up, and I love you guys, and if you guys ever have struggles talking to your person, if you ever have struggles with anything with your person, like, please reach out.
Yeah.
I check our emails all the time. Email us at justweirdlyblended@gmail.com. Like, I look for that shit. Like, I want to help you.
I want you to do this. Reach out to us at any of these.
Yeah.
Right here.
You don't see it yet, but soon enough.
Well, they will. We don't see it.
Facebook, Twitter,
yeah,
fucking Instagram.
Poke us right here.
Yeah, dude, I don't
do it.
Fuck. I want you guys.
Somebody please give us something.
In the end of the day, I want to help anybody.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I do feel like we have some wisdom to share. We should not be friends, and we're friends. So something we did was right, and we would love to help more people.
We got so much wisdom.
You're like, are you with a chick and you love her, and she's got a kid and you love the kid, but the dad's there and you don't know how to deal with it? We have been there.
We're stepdads.
Like, that's who we are. He was the bio dad and I was the stepdad. And we didn't always know what to do. But if you want to know, reach out to us. If you have a weird scenario, we can, like, tell you what we would have done. maybe
Dude,
help you out and see what.
in all honesty, if there's a scenario where you feel like, well, maybe you don't understand, throw it to me, because there's some shit you guys
You know what?
don't know.
Maybe
what I
somebody
think
else
about.
who listens will have.
Well,
a better
not
answer.
only that, but there's things they might not understand that I've listened to, or I felt, or I might relate to. Like,
Yeah.
I'm crazy, you know, like.
I'm a psychopath.
I'm a freak person. Like, if there's something out there that you're like, I don't know about this guy, please hit me up, because I'm here for anybody else. Like, I can care less. I know my family's gonna be where they're at, but I want to be here for you guys at the end of the day. And I don't mean that to be like a drunk or a piece of shit. Like, I mean that in the most loving, caring way. I'm here for you guys, just like Tom's here for you guys. Whatever. Will we hear this? Eventually we will, because I'm gonna say this shit every fucking week. That's me. But one thing I did want to bring up, and I hope most of you guys who are feeling the way I was just talking about, Bill, is I was in one of our prosser clinics, right?
Yeah.
And I saw this cord, and you see these at hospitals, this pull in case of emergency, right? You're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You might be taking a shit. You might be doing a dose, and it says pull in case of emergency. So my wondering was, if you pulled that and your emergency was, I need fucking toilet paper because you guys don't have any. Is that okay?
Wait. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to look up a phone number for like a mental health crisis hotline just to throw
That's
that out
cool.
there. But so you're on a toilet, right?
So
in a clinic.
this, you're at the clinic.
Okay.
And on the toilet, and I know you've seen this in any fucking hospital you've been in, where it says
There's a
pull.
crisis button in the toilet.
No, there's a little cord that says pull in case of emergency
On the toilet?
next to the toilet on the wall. You have never seen that?
I've never shit in the hospital.
Okay. Well, on the hospital wall in this clinic I was at, it said there's a pull cord that says in case of emergency.
That would
Oh.
totally be an emergency.
But if you had no toilet paper, is it okay to pull?
Yeah.
Right?
What are you supposed to do? Use your sock?
I don't know.
You're in
But
a
that's what
hospital,
I was
damn it. You
wondering.
can't use your hands.
I was taking a piss in there, and obviously I didn't need to pull it because obviously I was taking a piss. But I was looking at it like, so if I was to pull that, is that like
Would it be really weird if you pull it and you hear over the loudspeaker really shitty music and no representatives are available right now? Please stay tuned.
I don't know. But
Like,
that's where I was at. It was like, is that okay? I don't know. Whatever.
I would have pulled it just out of curiosity.
Yeah, that's where I was at.
Hello? Yes,
Am
what
I,
do you need?
Am I glad that we've all been talking about communication? I am.
I think it's good. It's a good thing, and it's very important for relationships.
It
I
is.
wanted to find an actual like hotline number for everybody. I think it really depends on where you live, so I'm not going to give
I
you
don't think there's
a
a
phone
hotline.
number. But well, there is like a mental health hotline. The problem is it seems like a relatively like local number, so I don't have a number to give you offhand. But all you have to do is look up like mental health hotline, and it will pull up. Google's pretty good at knowing where you are, because of the wonder of Google.
Because Google's,
Just you can be completely anonymous, and you can tell somebody who cares what you need. The last thing anybody wants is someone to take their own life.
oh yeah.
So depression and anxiety are awful. So take care of yourself. Reach out to us if you have any questions. If you
Like I seriously hope you guys can reach out to either of us if you have questions or concerns, or you actually feel the need to like hurt yourself. Like,
just let's
I've
spread
been
some
there.
love out there.
like I swear to God, I've been there. I don't want you guys to like ever, like, I don't know, feel like you don't have any outlet.
Yeah.
Like,
Or maybe you're not that bad. Like I never was. When I was a teenager, I had a time.
Dude,
I just didn't care if I died.
This is my best friend in the world, and I didn't even know this dude was suffering from some of the shit he was suffering.
Just anxiety. And it wasn't the end of the world, but I needed medication. I got on it, and it helped me.
Well,
a
that's
lot.
why I stopped smoking weed, because smoking weed made me more anxious, right? someone asked me, why did you quit? And I told that was my answer. Like,
It didn't work anymore.
for me, I felt more anxious and I didn't like how I felt.
Yeah.
Why will it be the end? Probably yeah. Because I yawn.
But you just yeah, we're
But
whale
no.
calling now.
But it
yeah.
won't be the end. Like, I'll smoke again one day, but because that's how I've always been.
But at that moment, it wasn't doing what you needed it to do. Right?
Nope.
So yeah.
Whatever. But
Anyway,
hey, you guys, we went a little over than we wanted.
That's
but
all right.
I hope you guys all have a fucking blessed
we're not
day.
3 fucking hours.
Not 3 hours, a little over 2 hours.
Yeah,
But you know what? We love you guys.
we love you very
And
much.
if you have questions, if you have concerns, I don't care what it is. Please hit us up. Like, I'm here. Tom's here. We want to help you guys out because we know what it's like to suffer through depression, through anxiety, through all that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
and we know how easy it is to say,
and I know how to,
and how hard
How-
it is
how-
to do sometimes. So.
how easy it is. I don't know for him if that's what he was going to say. But for me, how easy it is to say, you know what, fuck it, I don't feel that way.
Mhm.
To just brush it off because in the end of the day, like, you actually do feel that way.
Well, and like what I was getting at too is like, I don't know. Sometimes you don't even know how to get the help, and you don't even know. You question whether or not you need it. You question whether or not that's real. You think you're just being like a pussy or whatever.
Be a pussy. I'd
Just
rather you be a pussy than
You know what?
anything.
Being a pussy
'Cause I'm a
saved
big
me
pussy.
because I wouldn't have my wife right now if I didn't get on medication. So
if
but
I
it
was a
saved me
pussy-
and my relationship with my family. So
I don't know where I'd be at if I said I was a pussy, but
Yeah.
I don't.
all
think
I'm
I'd
saying
be
is
where I'm at.
let's retake the word
Like you-
fucking pussy.
No, for you, like for you, you'd be where you're at, right? Like you're, like for me, I might have taken it a whole different way, like
Yeah.
offensively or some shit, you know, like wanting to fight people. I don't know what it is,
I gotcha.
but I don't
You
think
might have
that
been
way.
more external with it.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people like that.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
Drop it in.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we love you guys, and if you guys have questions, hit us up at
Right here.
at justweirdblend@gmail.com. Please send us fucking your info. If you have questions, anything, like, we want to help you guys.
Yeah.
If you want some advice,
We really, really, really want to make this thing
DM us.
interactive.
Yeah, we do. We
So,
really do.
You know,
Like,
reach out to us. We'll give you what we got. If it doesn't help, it doesn't help. But we at least hope to start the conversation a little bit.
exactly. Anyway, we love you guys.
We
You
love
guys
you.
have a blessed day, and if you have questions, just hit us up.
Fantastic weekend.
Yeah. Just have a fucking day, motherfucker.
If you don't feel good after this, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, motherfucker.